Hey, what's up, collecting crew, and welcome to Hot Talk episode 34 on this January 4th. Yes, we are here. We made it. Welcome to the new year 2026. Man, January 4th. I got that date right? Yeah, 2026. I'm Jay Feezy, and this is Feezy's Figures. Appreciate you all for coming through. If this is your first time, much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by and seeing what this channel is all about. Hot Talk in particular is a video series / live stream where I talk about hot toys, discuss hot toys announcements, releases, the occasional in-art news that comes through, and any other major 1/6 players in the game. I have another stream that where I talk about other figures outside of that, but that's separate from here. That's Figure Lowdown, and that's I'm behind on that. Actually, I need to catch up on it as well. But no, either way, appreciate you all for tuning in live and joining us. Yeah, quite actually I was gonna say quite a few figures, because that shows you how much I'm used to saying that. Usually this is an odd one because I only have 4 figures. That's right, 4 to discuss this time. Usually there's like 10 to 20 per stream. No, but I'm exaggerating. You guys know that, but still, it's usually pretty long. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I don't know. For some reason, I say it's going to be a short one, and it ends up being like 4 hours still. So I don't know. We just have good discussions, good talk with my panelists in the chat, and that's just how it goes, right? That's the reason why I do this, and so I don't mind. But I do. My goal is to try to keep it short for you all. I know this is long form content, but still, I know you after a while, even my panelists get tired. So I want to try to reduce that. We'll see if I can hold to that, right? I guess you can call that one of my New Year's resolutions. We shall see how long that lasts. But with that being said, as always, links to my panel socials will be in the description after the stream. We'll see who joins us, and then I'll put all their links below. Show them some love. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. All the hard work they put into their content, whatever it is, videos, photos, just posting some of the stuff that they like, and their hobbies and interests in this 1/6 collecting community. So links to their socials, and then as well, of course, timestamps will be there. Also, I'm still doing the vertical option, the vertical and horizontal option on the stream. That option was suggested. So for those of you who have a preference, you guys know me, I'm all about options, and so I figured I'd pass that on to you as well, the viewers. So if you have a preference for vertical or horizontal viewing, there's 2 separate links to each of those streams in my channels. So be sure to check if you are on one of them and you prefer the other, just go back and click on the other one. The chats are different also. For some reason, YouTube, I guess, hasn't consolidated those. So if you see some chats in one that I'm pulling up and you don't see those in your chat, then it's probably because it's in the other one. So just something to keep in mind if you want to participate in the chat as well. No pressure as always. I just appreciate all those who are active in the chat. Speaking of, I will, of course, address the lovely chat here after I bring in my panelist. We got returning to us on this first stream of the new year for Feezy's Figures. Please welcome back my man Xman Supreme, and it's been a minute, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Collector. What is up, gentlemen? Happy New Year.
Jimmy. Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy.
Hey guys, good evening. How's it going?
Good, sir. Good evening and / good afternoon, Xman, and good morning to some of you on the who are on the West Coast like me. Yeah, we got holidays covered here. How y'all doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Good to be here. Glad to see everybody.
Yeah,
man, good.
Yeah, likewise. I know.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Jim, can you hear us okay?
Dave, is the beard short? Have I frozen?
Yeah, you're kind of a little.
Yeah, you're kind of getting a little chopped
you're
up
starting
there.
to domo regato over here.
Am I like PlayStation 1 graphics? Is that what we're dealing with right now?
Yeah, you are actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You got that Final Fantasy blocking. No, not that bad. You're not cloud
Might
blocking.
be just our internet.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, do what you got to do. I will say too. Yeah. It's been a kind of a gloomy.
You can hear me,
Sunday
okay,
here
or is it
Yeah.
just a pixelation?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
slightly pixelated, and I think you're a little delayed too in your audio, but I'm not sure.
I think I am.
But okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, you can take a minute to do what you need to do. But I was gonna say, yeah, it's a little gloomy here. I'm kind of off to a slow start myself, but I'm looking forward to this stream to pick me up. It's been raining here in Northern California, and I'm sure it's probably snowing or there's a blizzard, depending on where you're at, or for some of you lucky few, you're trying to probably drink in a cold one in that tropical climate. So cheers, salute to you if you are. But yeah, as long as hopefully everybody's safe out there. Hopefully everyone had a good New Year. Dave, did you do anything in particular?
Nope. I was just hanging out around the house working on lists.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep. I think I just started those theme lists. If I think I know what you're talking about here. That's more to come on the Movie Cannons channel. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Geo, the Movie Cannon friend of the channel. Yeah, similar. We just kind of at home. Obviously got myself and wife and kids, and so we're doing like a pseudo game night, playing some games up until midnight, and the kids made it. I'm surprised. They're younger, but they made it. Rang in the new year together. It was cool. I think this was our second year doing that as a family. So yeah, it was fun. It was nice. Chill evening. And then of course we got those amazing, just prior to that, those amazing surprising drops. Oh man, what a start, depending on how you want to see it. Start to the new year, end to the last year, ending last year with a bang, or starting this year with a bang. I don't know. Either way, those are the figures we're going to be discussing here in this episode here. So I think Jim's going to go ahead and troubleshoot some things, and he'll be joining us again here in a second. But chat, of course, the chat. Let me go ahead and address you guys here. Thank you again for joining on this new stream, this new year. I should say first stream of the new year. And we got another panelist joining us here just in time. We got Tijuana Mike, the king of Churros. What is up, Mike?
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yes, sir. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Yeah, I'm going to go through and address the chat here real quick as you get situated. We got Vita in the house, the other half of Gym Collector. Thank you for joining us, Vita, her Geeky Side. Good evening, all. Let's hit that thumbs up or / like button on the way in, and let's go. Yes, ma'am. Yep. I appreciate the energy. Always appreciate your support, Vita. It's always, like I said before, it's from anyone. It's never expected, but I always appreciate when people share the content, because it's something that you don't have to do. So much appreciated to you and Jim and everyone else who shares my content out there, because again, like I said, it's just it means a lot to do that on your own accord. So much appreciated, Vita. And thanks for joining us. Hopefully we can get you on a future episode. And as like I mentioned, link will be in the description to Vita's account. If you haven't already, her and Jim do some awesome photography, so I'll put that in after the stream, link in the description. Yeah, check out her stuff, man, because she's when she gets time, I know she's been busy herself, but when she gets time, man, she has some awesome photography. And speaking of, you got the Movie Cannon in the house. What's up, Gio? Happy Sunday, good Gio. Sir. Yep, we were on this past Friday Figures Talk. What was that? I always forget the date, the 2nd. So if you missed that, myself, Tijuana Mike here, and Xman, and some few others. It was a fun stream. So if you missed it, check it out. The Movie Cannon, a friend of the channel. You can find his link to his YouTube channel in my Friends of the Channel section. So yeah, I'm also putting out some great content out there. So if you haven't already, go check out his stuff and show him some love if you like what he's doing. And hello, everybody says. And my man, of course, doing double duties, Xman Supreme. Greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations to you, good sir. Okay, let's see. We got Thalia Meyer. Salutations, yeah, in the house. Hello, happy 2026. Yeah, 2026. Welcome to the new year, man. Hopefully it starts off great for everybody, or at least good or decent. And yeah, hopefully it just brings nothing but health and happiness to everyone here. And then some. Let's see, we got Viking Collectibles in the house. VC, what's up? Evening, everyone. Good evening, good sir. Thanks for joining us here in the chat. Maybe on the panel later. We shall see. No pressure, though. I'm sure you've got things you got to do, too, so it's all good. Yep, Gym Collector also. Good evening, all. Doing double duties in the chat. Engagement. Appreciate you all for doing that. We got Valkyrie Magnus, my guy in the house. Magnus, thank you for coming through despite what's going on. So appreciate you, man. Good morning, my friends. Good morning to you, good sir, man. And again, hope all is well. 14 Wellington, my man in the house also. Mr. Wellington. Great. Judo Chop, thank you for coming through. And I can't recall where exactly you're located up north, but I'm not sure if it's snowing where you're at, so or at least a calm storm, hopefully, if it's not too crazy. So hope all is well with you, 14. Thank you again for coming through, though. Let's see here. I'll make sure.
He's I believe, if I recall, he's in Canada.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I can't remember where exactly, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the king here himself engaging in the chat, King Churro. Yeah, happy Sunday, collectors. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got another friend of the channel, Jose Plus. Que pasa, everyone? What's up, Jose? Que pasa? Hopefully you're having a good Sunday as well, man. Just waking up. I'm sure you're probably watching football and or engaging in some other activities. But yeah, of course, Más o Menos on the One Six Fixes channel. Jose hosts that show. And he has one coming up, which I'm sure will probably be advertised later. But if not, January 17th is his next one, Más o Menos. Be sure to check that out. Should be a good one. It'll be Viking going up again. Speaking of, back on the stream, we got Jim Collector back in the house. So that's you and Viking, correct? On January 17th, Jim? Uh-oh. Can you hear us?
Oh,
Processing.
There we go.
Loading.
Oh,
PlayStation's
man.
loading still. It's spinning the disc. Or is it skipping? You have to remember some scratches in the disc there. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, either way, correct me if I'm wrong though in the chat, Jose and or Viking. I believe that's January 17th, and it'll be Viking and going up against Jim on the Redemption Journey. Jogron 2 in the house. Hello, all good morning, good afternoon, good sir. Lane, what is up, my man? Thank you for coming through. Let's see, says tonight gotta pay my 104th Wolfpack Trooper and hopefully ship to me this week. Oh man, I'm sure you're looking forward to that one. That should be I've seen some photos, people getting that in and taking some photos of that. So yeah, that should be a cool one for all you clone collectors out there. Viking confirming here, yeah, it's the 17th if I'm still invited. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if Jose will allow it. Yeah. If he permits. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah. That's, for those of you who missed it, that's some reference to Figures Talk Geo stream, the one I was just mentioning from January 2nd. Yeah, there was some chat and some debate going on there between Jose Plus and Viking Collective. So again, yeah, another reason to check that out if you missed it. Yeah, it was a good time overall. It was funny. It was a fun time. All right, gentlemen. I'm sure Jim will join us back here again when he's able to, but you guys ready to get into it? Here we go. First, as usual, Hot Toys, I'll do the releases. We got 2 releases and then 2 announcements. Make sure I got that right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 2 releases and 2 announcements. First one up, this first release, we have Savage Opress from the Clone Wars TMS 136. This was announced, let's see, this past October, October 21st. Let's see, did I get there? Yeah, and this was released January 2nd. So the first figure release of the new year. This is, the first one, and not really a surprise to me because I was expecting this one, but of course, we all were. But as far as like how soon it'd be released, so again, I was announced, I got the date right, October 21st. So a few months. But yeah, this one, oh man, we discussed this announcement in Hot Talk episode 5. That link should be in the description also if you want to go back and hear our initial thoughts on that and hear more details. I won't go over the details for this one just because I discussed it on that one, but if you're interested, and then you can hear how much I gushed about that one, and I'll do a little bit here, man. This is gonna, FYI, this is gonna be the gushing episode because there's a lot of figures here that I was just like, oh man. Starting off with this one, yeah, I've been waiting for Savage Opress. This was one, like I mentioned on GeoStream, the movie Canon's Figures Talk. This was one I was hoping they would do ever since I saw this, and I became a Hot Toys collector when I saw this, started watching the Clone Wars in general, and I became a Hot Toys collector. This is one that I hoped Hot Toys did, but I wasn't quite sure if they did, and so when they announced it, oh man, I was just losing my shit. This was awesome. This would have been one of my fantasy figures if I had a choice, that I would hope they would make, just because, man, this guy pops. Of course, the yellow and the black. Maul, I'm already a fan of Maul, and just having a character similar to Maul, just as badass, if not more. I mean, that could be debatable, if not more badass. So, yeah, and this is my thought too when I were to get this. If I were to get this figure, to recreate this scene just like Zord did. So I don't think I can do it as much justice as Zord has done it here. Shout out again to Zord Photography. Yeah, always killing, man. He cooked with this one as usual. I'll have his link in the description below too if you haven't seen his Instagram account or his photos. Yeah, man, he does a great job. But yeah, this Savage Opress, man, I'm really looking forward to this one. This was a dopo for me, and yeah, I really can't say enough good things about this one. I haven't seen any reviews yet. I don't think anyone's gotten it in hand yet, as of yesterday. So unless I just missed it, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it comes out. Either way, it's coming home. I'm getting this regardless. So whether it be if it's limited articulation or what. Which I don't think it will, because you can already see it's more than 90-degree bend here. At least Zord pushed it. I mean, he pushes his figure, so some of the poses that he has here, you can. I'm not worried about articulation here personally. So, if anything, probably minimal. But yeah, man, this is great. So I'll turn it over to you guys. I'll start with Xman while I bring in. Speaking of Viking, Bam, and Jim, welcome back, gentlemen.
All right,
Xman,
gentlemen.
yeah.
Hello,
Initial thoughts on
everyone.
this one?
Hey,
All
hey.
right. Am I working now?
Yeah. You
Oh,
are.
hey, yeah, look at that. You're on the
Can you see and
PS2.
hear me?
Yeah, you got.
Oh
You
my
work- yeah, you
days!
have to PS2.
Goodness. Yeah,
PS2.
is it? I upgraded finally.
Your
It is
boobs are
amazing.
slightly less pointy now.
That's what I get for trying to use my laptops up.
Yeah.
Oh, are they? So instead of here, they're more like.
Yeah, a little more rounded. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
You're getting
goodness.
It's
Yeah,
me.
they're trying to- it's me.
What drama?
Yeah.
It's me,
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah. But yeah, Viking, of course, man. Glad you're able to make it. I wasn't sure, but appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, X-Men. Any initial thoughts on this, or anything you want to reiterate or share on this?
Nah, man, he's cool. It's a good looking figure. He was a lot of people want him for a long time, and now we've got him, and it's great. I think they did a good job. I think they need a good mall to go with him now. They need to redo that one that they failed on, so he can have a proper brother. But yeah, this is a good showing right here. Good shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I will go over the updates. So when this was announced, and then Hot Toys made some updates to this, and I'll go back and I'll reiterate those, and I have some photos to compare those two as well. In addition to the proto versus final head sculpt, so that's coming up. But anyone else gotten some initial thoughts on Savage Opress before I jump to those photos?
Yeah, I'd say the same with X-Men. I mean, this is a very nice figure, and this is gushing is well taken on this one, because this one's real nice, and only if we can get a mall. And I don't know, X-Men, you talking about the mall with the jacket?
The
last
whatever
one?
that weird vest is
Yeah,
with the long neck and the tiny head. Yeah. And the
This is
doo-doo
bad.
face.
Yeah, this one's badass. This one's badass, but we need another one to accompany that, because that's the pretty much I've been looking around, and that's the only one you can kind of find is the one with the vest, jacket, or whatever, and that's not it. And this is so, but if you can get one, but this one by itself, look at that hand, bionic hand, and everything else.
Yep.
I mean, this is badass. And I don't know much about the character. I'm assuming that he was a badass in whether he was in the animation or whatever.
Yeah, Clone
So
Wars.
I believe it's in clones. Yeah. Okay.
Clone Wars.
So no, I like it.
Yeah, this is I mentioned this again on Figures Talk, but I got into Clone Wars late, and the main reason I jumped in was for Maul. Like I said, I'm a big Maul fan, so of course, like a lot of people were from Phantom Menace, disappointed that he died off so quickly. And so when I started reading after the fact that he had his story continues in the Clone Wars, I was immediately interested. I went straight to that arc of Clone Wars, and I just from there just went through all his storyline and throughout all of Clone Wars and all of Rebels. And that's obviously my introduction to Savage was in the Clone Wars. And yeah, man, that story was just badass, and just to see him come back. And that's something I recommend, for those of you who are still getting through Clone Wars and you haven't seen it. I know there's different opinions on this, but I suggest, starting with certain arcs, because I hear about how people start the Clone Wars and it's like slow, or it's like really hard to get through certain parts, and there's a lot of fillers. But my approach is like whatever you're watching should be enjoyable, should be fun, right? So I mean, you kind of lose interest and motivation if you're not enjoying something, and so I think that helped for me personally. Like I went starting with an arc that I had really high interest in, and then it just hooked me, and from there, it slowly started branching off into, okay, so I wonder what happened to this character in Clone Wars and this character, and then I started jumping to other arcs, and admittedly, I think I skipped the fillers. Then I started looking online for like lists of certain arcs, and so I skipped some of like the fillers. Other people choose to watch all those and watch it from start to finish. Everyone has a preference how they watch it, but that's just my suggestion. just because I know like if it starts slow and you're losing interest, and you may kind of start to get in your head that the whole series is going to be like that. But it's a great series, man. That and Rebels, and so it pays off. But yeah, like that's just how I approach it, and that's how I came to know Savage, and just, man, I love the character. But yeah, I'll pause it and turn it back to anyone else here and the panel who wants to add their thoughts on this. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna switch over to the Proto versus Final here. Proto on the left, Final on the right. First thing I noticed right away, and I'm sure you guys can all see, depending on your how your color / saturation is on your TV. The Proto is a little more, it's brighter. The yellow is a little more brighter, more saturated. It seems like it pops. So I don't know if that's just the lighting. You photographers can let me know. But I went through all the blogger photos, and it seems like that yellow on the Final is more muted or matted, however you want to describe that. But it's not as vibrant, so which is, you know, unfortunate. But I don't know if that's, I can't recall off the top of my head if that's more accurate to the animated version or the actual like animation. But I would have liked it personally, because I like things that, you know, pop on the shelf, and so I would have liked more yellow. But
I like the Proto.
Yeah,
Proto
yeah,
pops.
same. But yep.
Yeah, I'm with the Proto as well, I think.
I think I prefer the Final. I like the slightly more muted.
A lot of people have said that, to be fair.
Oh, really? Most of them.
What does it look like in the show?
Yeah, that is a good question. I didn't bring up those photos. I can bring those up here in a second while I go through.
I feel like he's probably closer to the prototype. I reckon it's quite vibrant in the show.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, probably. Let me see. I'll bring up a photo and we'll look at a quick comparison here just to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So while I do that here, here's another Proto and Final. So one of the reasons why I brought this up is because I mentioned Hot Toys did some improvements or updates to this figure when it after they initially announced it here. And one of those updates they gave to this figure was sharper teeth with updated painting application. So I tried to find a photo of what I think. It's kind of hard to tell in the Protos because they don't specifically label it like old sculpt and new sculpt. So I think here, the photo on the left, you can kind of see his teeth seem, I think, they seem straighter here. And then the one on the right, they looked a little more jagged in the front, at least in his front teeth here. So if that's even, I might be seeing things, I don't know. You guys, take a look at the
No, you're right. It's definitely more pointy in the Final.
Yeah, anyone got any thoughts on that, or just the head sculpt in general?
Now the angles make it difficult to really, because they always make the mistake of giving you the Proto photos and they do the Final and they never try to match them up. So they never try to give you like a good look to contrast them really. I feel like they really turned up the saturation a lot in the prototype pics, and they HD'd this thing you can see the bumps on his face a lot more, clearly than you can on the right. So I'm sure, there's a lot of warmer lighting, probably more direct lighting as well. The saturation bump too, like his eyes, the red is redder, the white is clearer, the yellow is poppier. I'm sure that's all it comes down to, is just different, modes of display as far as the photo goes.
Yeah, I'm looking for a good photo here of the original, or sorry, the one from the animation. I think this is one here. Let me use this one. This is from the fandom. Here we go. So yeah, it is a little more muted here, and on just this one photo, right? And I'm trying to be careful on which photo I use because I don't use someone else's fan art type of photo here. But this one's from the Star Wars fandom or wiki. So I think this is directly from the.
I had a quick look through
right.
a few, and they do seem to all be this kind of color.
Yeah, muted. Okay, so maybe this one is a little more accurate here. So yeah, I get that. It's just, I guess, just more personal preference too. I like in general just things that pop on the shelf. So it would have been cool, but I mean, yeah, no, I get it. It's more accurate, so they kind of toned it down. They're like, oh, okay, let's style that. Let's move that saturation slider back down to the left there for Savage. Savage.
Yeah,
So
and most people's
that's,
lighting setup isn't gonna do it like that. You know, like I imagine everyone's lighting is pretty well. Like I've got a good mix of stuff. I've got Majike stuff behind me. I've got Luke lights over here. I've got my own stuff from Lowe's that I put together over there, and they all, you know, for generally speaking, tend to mute the coloration of a lot of things, unless you've got like the super intense lights. Like it's not quite gonna, you know. So most people are probably gonna see them like this anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Yeah, the going back to the blogger picks. Yeah, this, you know, like I said, it's just I'm looking forward to this, but I just love how they approached. And I mentioned this, and I think in the discussion, the announcement discussion for this too, just the options that it comes with, that interchangeable left arm and the horns. You know, the horns may not seem like a big deal, but still, like I think that's just like a little added detail there that is appreciated, at least for me, anyways. You know, you could have just left it all just with the full-on spikes, but you know they gave these swap out broken horns there on that one side there. And there's another photo. Okay, so I mentioned Hot Toys made some updates to the figure. So this is the second one actually. So they actually included these straps here that are optional. Let's see here. Yeah, optional straps on the left arm. So it seems like you can be removed in this blogger here. Shout out to, I can't read the name here, but yeah, they kind of show how that works, right? So you still have the option even within this arm. So you can have just like the bare mechanical arm here on the bottom, or you can add the straps on there. I'm not sure how those will be added on. Like I said, I haven't seen any reviews yet, so I'm not sure how you can add those. But it does say in the description too, optional straps. And I thought it was gonna be just. I thought when Hot Toys brought up the product photos, the updates, I thought they were just putting them on there, you know, as kind of like a more permanent thing. But no, it seems like they're optional, which is even, you know, more awesome, you know, in my opinion, that you can, you know, if collectors, if you want to have them all or just a few of them or just none at all, yeah, that's just options for this figure is awesome. Yeah, you guys, what do you guys have any thoughts on that, on the updates and just like the swap outs in general?
I don't remember.
It was interesting like how Hot Toys updates. Yeah.
Yeah, go Jim.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not sure if I'm still delayed with my audio.
Yeah, you are. One hour late there. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Am I? Gosh damn it.
Yeah, you.
I thought so. I was gonna say it's just not my night. Okay, I'll do it as a quick one, and it'll be delayed. I like that they do the updates and they kind of don't shout about it. They just kind of show it in their photos, which is nice that they are doing it, but they're not making like an overly big deal about the fact that they do it. And I'm done.
There it is. Yeah. No, I agree. And that's one of the differences. Like, I don't know, good or bad, that Hot Toys, you know, compared to or listening to feedback. We don't know if they're actually listening to collectors' feedback. We kind of presume they are with some of these updates, because some of them I feel like, you know, they kind of do on their own. So I don't know if you want to see that as them being proactive or reactive, depending on, you know, what the critiques they're receiving from collectors. But, you know, they kind of just update certain things. Another example, right, we just talked about recently, is that Iron Man Mark 42, they switched that to all USB, even though in the description it had batteries operated for that Mark 42 2.0. So they just kind of, even with that, you know, they didn't really announce anything that I'm aware of, like I said, unless I missed a memo, but they just made that switch. T800 seamless arms, I remember reading that in the description for this latest T. So yeah, sometimes they do these updates and they do their own comparisons, or sometimes they're silent about it and they just implement them. So yeah, good or bad, you know, I'll leave that to you, each individual collector, to see how, you know, if that's something you like or not. But yeah, anyone, I think Mike, Tijuana Mike, you were going to say something about this?
Yeah, the arm really caught my attention with this figure, and this is with that information. I thought it was kind of like all in one, but no, I mean, you're still giving you options of, you know, using that arm by itself, or using, you know, the rope or whatever, and the strap to go around. So I really like that, with that, I could say, you know, bionic arm or whatever it is, that look.
Yeah.
When he's there with his two regular arms, he says, I prefer this look.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's just it gives them more character with it, and it kind of reminiscent to kind of similar to Maul, right? It's like they each his brother, like they each have some appendage that's gone for Maul. It's obviously his legs, and then now for Savage he has his arm here, and then you can swap it back and forth. Yeah, it's just awesome, man. I just love that they had included that option there. Xman, were you gonna say something else?
Oh yeah, I was just saying I don't remember the raps happening, but it's been a long time since I watched the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, but they look cool. They look really good. I'm glad they're removable because they look good with and without them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, we got the option. So I can't recall if they were how they looked exactly in the show as well. But either way, if that doesn't work, if you don't like it, then obviously you can take them out. So that's awesome. And then plus the two weapons, the his battle axe and his double sided saber here, like his brother, man. Look at this. Yeah, it's just awesome. I don't have this. I skipped this Maul here just because I didn't like the way it looked. I ended up getting the 2.0 Phantom Menace one, and so I'm gonna have them next to there. Yes, I know they're not different source material, but still, it's his brother, so it's my collection. I'm gonna set them next to each other. But yeah, this just looks awesome, man. Let me address the chat here before we go on to the next one. Where am I at? Let's see. Dang, here we go. And it starts. Jose Plus saying, no, he's being replaced. CJ Mike is in talks with us. He's a tough negotiator. Oh, damn. There you go. I don't know. I think Viking still has a fighting chance to come back. He may see a return. We'll see. Or may it end up being just Viking.
I'm not so sure about that, Feezy.
Yeah. Yeah. Thalia Myers, he's a really big boy. Yeah, he's huge. And I can't remember how tall he was. I went over the details in the announcement video, but yeah, you can obviously see in some of these photos he's towering over his brother, which I mean is the case too. Like in the show, right? He was huge. He was intimidating, imposing, all brute strength. There, you can say he was the muscle, and his brother was the brains. There. But yeah, no, I agree. He's huge. He's huge. We got S Beam in the house. What's up, Superior Beam? My man, thank you for coming through. Happy Sunday, good sir. I presume you're at work, grinding at work. If you are, appreciate you tuning in and listening to us. Hopefully, we're able to keep you entertained while you get through your shift, man. And hopefully, it's a good one. Hopefully, we're able to get you on in a future episode again. I think it's been a minute also. So, let's see here. And David says, or Geeky Side saying, laptop set is mine. That's why it's not working for you.
Said he is not worthy.
Yeah, you're
got that Thor book Pro.
Yeah, Thor. Did you say Thor book?
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Moose of your dreams, aka 12-inch Moose stream in the house. Moose, what's up, Moose? My man, hello community collectors. I'm sorry that I can't make it today. Building a Jazz Inc. BVS Bat computer. Nice, congrats on that. And no worries, man. Yeah, no worries. I'm sure that's gonna take some time. And you want to get it just right. So do your thing, Moose. And again, I'm sure we can bring you some entertainment while you're putting that together. It's all good, Moose. It's all good. I'm sure you'll be back on a future episode. But happy Sunday to you, good sir. Happy Sunday to you. Let's see. Make sure. An apology if I miss somebody. I do appreciate you guys engaging and being active in the chat. But there are a lot, so I won't be able to get through them all. But either way, I appreciate you guys interacting there. Let's see here. Yeah. Jose Plus is adding, TJ Mike, you coming on the show to replace Hot Take Harrison or not? Spot is still open. So they're still working that out. It's still negotiations, everybody. So we'll see. Come January 17th, we'll see how that goes. That's like a surprise in itself right there, right? It should be like a suspense builder. Who's going to show up to go against Jim Collector? Tune in January 17th, más o menos, on 165 channel. Okay, all right. Anyone got any more thoughts on it? Yeah. Hey, we'll see. Don't sell yourself short. Yeah, again, look at this. This is going back to the articulation here in the Savage. I mean, you can see Zord showing off the butterfly joints in this. Unless he just kind of turned the arms around, but still, the articulation looks to be good on this figure as well. So yeah, awesome posing here as usual. Anyone else got any more thoughts on Savage Opress?
I'm really looking forward to him. I think he looks amazing.
Yes, sir.
I think he's he was my favorite part of Clone Wars. So the fact that we are now getting a piece is amazing. I'm very much looking forward to having him next to them all.
Yeah, man. You and me both. Yeah, so I suggest checking this out if you haven't already. The Clone Wars, I should say. And it's really cool arc. Really cool arc for Maul. If you haven't already caught up on it. All right, going on to the next one here. The next release. This was like a 1-2 punch. It was like bam, announcement and then release, quick one. But that's usually the case for exclusives, right? Exclusives that come out from either Hot Toys exclusive or Sideshow. And of course, yes, get ready. I know it's another Iron Man Mark III. This is the golden and copper version. Let's see. Like I mentioned, this was exclusive, limited, so announced and released December 31st. Well, at least here in the States, 2025. So one of the last figures to be announced / released that end of the year. So 420 USD. Like I said, Hot Toys exclusive, limited 2,000 total in select markets. However, as we'll see here, so this is right here. What we're looking at here is just the select 2,000 select market version. There is another version. Oh, let me switch. I think it's here on another photo right here. So this special edition version, which I was kind of confused by because I didn't see it on the site, like the option to choose between. A Sideshow usually has a collector and then a special edition. I couldn't find it, and then I ended up reading in their Instagram post and then in their description that this is limited to Hong Kong only, and it's 700 units for this display case. So the special edition, you get this figure display case with some graphic patterns on it. Let me see here. Let me go back to this photo. Yeah, you can kind of see there's like these patterns all over this case, which looks cool. Kind of supposed to represent like the designs of either Jarvis or, I guess in this case it's Jarvis for Iron Man, the first Iron Man, and just kind of like the electrical designs, how they kind of draw out or pops up on certain displays. So that's supposed to be on. I presume that's supposed to be reminiscent of that. But yeah, I think it's acrylic. I'm not sure what the material is. I don't think it mentioned here in the description, but let me know here in the panel in the chat. So what's just interesting, from what I understand, the only other time Hot Toys has done this is for the quarter scale, one of the quarter scale Iron Mans, and I forgot to look up which one it was, but this is, I believe, the second time they've done this. They included a display case, a clear display case like this, which is cool. I was really impressed that they actually did this. So it's really cool, but again, unfortunately, unless you're willing to pay the big bucks, if you're outside of Hong Kong, that's only where you can find it. Because I know there's going to be an upcharge if you want to get this limited to 700. Overall, though, I honestly was like, okay, I was all right. It's shiny. It looks cool. I know we had that gold version that came out recently, and I have photos of that, of course, and I'll compare that with the previous gold version. But yeah, this one, this was like, okay, I can see it pops. And then I noticed the design, the same design that's on this display case is also on the figure itself, on throughout, on certain parts of his armor, right? And it's just not on certain parts. It's kind of on multiple, like his helmet and his chest. Let me see if I can find some photos. And it's another Mark III, so the same features that the previous Mark IIIs had, this one also has. So you can kind of see it here. Here's some here on his chest, right? Those lines that go through the copper parts of his armor, I should say, because again, it's golden and copper. Shoulder pads here, the designs on there. Look at that right there. And then his knees right here is his knee armor parts here. You can't really see it there, but yeah, it looks like it seems to be on most of the copper parts throughout the armor. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, damn, actually, that looks pretty cool. You guys know me and like attention to details and designs like that. And so that really caught my eye. So overall, in addition to it being a mix of not just all gold, but like some gold and copper, I think this looks really cool. Yeah, this was something I was like, I really thought about it. Like, wait, damn. Man, this is really catching my eye. So I'm going through all the announcements photos here. So let me switch over to the blogger photos. Sorry about that. But while I go through these, you guys have any thoughts on this one? I'll turn it over to you guys.
It's cool. It kind of reminds me of in What If, when Strange gave everybody like the runes and stuff. Like, it's almost like he's got like Strange protection runes on him. So that's kind of cool. But yeah,
that is cool.
I don't know. I think the full gold Mark III looks a lot cooler though. Just a solid gold one.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting enough too. That one waitlisted also in Sideshow, so that eventually did go waitlist. And so, I guess Hot Toys turned around and be like, okay, well, let's see if maybe we can do a variant, and they pushed this out. And last I looked, this was also low stock. So apparently, yeah, a lot of people like the gold versions or some sort of iterations of Iron Man. Last I looked, though, that fractal armor was still available too on Sideshow, and that was also exclusive or limited, I should say. So yeah, that one's kind of interesting. No one's really feeling the fractal, but this gold, a lot of people are digging. And here I was going to point out too, it looks like when they ship it to you, they put the figure in foam, and then they put that within the display case, which is obviously practical. That seems to make sense here. So if you get this, you may be this is how you may receive it there. So it's efficient way
Is
to
there
pack that up.
stitching or some kind of design on the chest plate and then on the shoulders? If you go back to the last shot,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a design I was referring to. That's kind of similar to what's on the display case. Yeah, you can kind of see like circles and lines, kind of like a circuit diagram type of thing. But or like Xman was saying, if you can kind of see it like Dr. Strange put some sort of spell runes on him, which I actually like that idea. That's actually a cool thought there to think of it that way. This really stood out to me, and I really like this. Again, like I appreciate stuff like this. And then you kind of see it in his helmet. So we'll scroll through some other photos. You got any more thoughts on this, Mike?
not that much. I mean, it looks good. And he says, I don't go down that line with Iron Man. I have only one, the original from the comic books. I got that through Hono, and that was one and done for me. But that's just, I do like to admire the Iron Mans that come out, and this, man, that looks nice. A lot of them look very, very nice, and this one included.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, man, I passed on the previous golden one, which we'll look at here in a minute. But that compared, if you put that, they had photos where you put that next to the Iron Man, the Mark II, the all silver chrome one. Those two in contrast, the gold and the silver, that looked pretty. That looked pretty cool. But I was like, I'll pass on that one. And then this one came out. I'm like, okay, now I think they may have sold me on this one. So I ended up pulling the trigger on this one, just because, again, you guys know me, things that are kind of somewhat off from the norm, just something that's different. This stands out. Again, I like the design. This looks really cool. The golden copper. I know it's not for everybody, but yeah, it really appeals to me. Looks really cool. And standing in the display, it's like I mentioned, it's gonna pop, right? It's gonna catch your eye. It's gonna pop. And yeah, another Iron Man. But it just looks cool, man. I just really like the way it looks. And I forgot to go over the details here on this one because this was just announced. But if you have the previous Mark IIIs or you're aware, then this is going to be the same. So yeah, setting at 12.8 inches, 33 centimeters, 30 points of articulation. So it's going to be well articulated for your Iron Man. So light up eyes, everything here lights up. But unfortunately, because they're obviously reusing the previous Mark III, I'm pretty sure they're using the previous Mark III versions. They are going to be battery powered. The only thing that's going to be USB is the base, which they've used from previous Iron Man. They got the blue stealth one. Again, I got that blue stealth one too, the Mark III. That recently came out prior to this, that blue stealth. Similar, if not the same base. I didn't compare the bases, but yeah, that's also going to be USB as well on there. And then the typical Mark IIIs, they have those the flaps that you can open throughout his armor, like on the back, and then he has swap out forearm pieces, and of course you have your interchangeable hands. You're going to have the ones with the articulated fingers, one pair of fists, and then repulsor shooting hands. Yeah, so pretty much similar to all the previous Iron Man Mark IIIs. But yeah, it's just a different. On the chest here, you can open up or remove. They show here, right? You can see some of the circuitry around the arc reactor, and then you have your swap out shoulder missiles here. Yeah, it just looks really cool, man. I'm really digging this. Anyone else got any thoughts on this one?
I want to throw this question out, and then somebody else can take over. This is, does anybody know, and this is for the chat too, just maybe just an estimate, maybe as close you can get, how many Iron Mans have they put out from the start to current? I'm just throwing it out.
Total? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I have to go back.
They were talking about this over on 6 Scale Shills the other day, last weekend, and Matt was researching it, and the number he came up with, and I'm not sure if it's true or not, because it seems like the site might be a little bit iffy, but the number that he had was, oh gosh, it was somewhere in the 90s, I want to say.
Oh wow.
80s or 90s, I forget exactly. It was like 85, 95, something to that degree.
And I
Although
can
a
believe
lot.
it. I can believe that.
Yeah.
I can say, oh yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah, that's a
they
crazy
have a
amount.
lot of iterations of Iron Man, so
Yep.
okay.
3.0s,
Yeah.
Yep.
friggin' recolorations of the same suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like others had said, right? I mean, and it seems to be true, right? I mean, for one, it's selling, right? They wouldn't keep making these variants or keep making this figure if they weren't selling, right? So I mean, it's like, yeah, there's some do better than others. Like I mentioned, the Fractal. There's some out there, I think, like Clean, Mark 85, and some other ones like Neon Tex. There's some misses, but out of those, however, let's just say 75 plus Iron Man. If only a few aren't selling and everything else is, that's still money in the bank for them, man. So of course they're going to keep coming back to this as they keep making money. In addition to of course Vader, Spider-Man, Batman, all those figures that people are going to keep buying. Anakin's, multiple variants, multiple iterations. So
Wolverines.
It's like if Iron Man's not your style, then it's all good. I'm sure they'll make another of whatever one of those other figures I just mentioned. So there's a certain character that people are going to keep going back to and buy multiple iterations of. I mean, I got multiple Vaders too. I'm guilty of that also, so I'm not going to lie. I ain't judging though. I ain't judging because we all have our preferences on this. But yeah, any other thoughts, Harrison? Or Viking? Got any thoughts on this?
I do have thoughts, but you won't like my thoughts, unfortunately.
No, man, go ahead. As long as it doesn't get you pissed off or angry, then yeah, go ahead.
No. I totally agree with you that it definitely will stand out on a shelf. But I think this might be the Iron Man I dislike the most. I think I really just don't like. I think if it was all gold, I think it's like the all gold one. I think that one would be all right. But with the mix of the other bits, I just don't like that at all, really.
Yeah. I'll let you continue with that. Let me switch over since you brought that up and I almost forgot. So thank you for reminding me here. Let me switch over here. So here's the comparison here. Far left, this is the latest Midas. The latest Midas figure because they released Hot Toys did this twice. So this is the MMS 586 Mark 21. That's the Midas that was released in 2021. In the middle here is the one we were just mentioning, the MMS 764.
That gold looks good.
The gold Mark 3, and then here on the right is this MMS 859 gold and copper. This one that we're just talking about here. So yeah, this is a comparison of these three here. So yeah, go ahead, Harrison or Viking. I wanted to bring this up while you were giving your thoughts.
Yeah, no, that just that solidifies it for me. That base is nicer with the black and gold. The more shiny gold all over. I think that just looks a bit cleaner out of the three. But they all, as you say, they'll all really stand out. But it is a shame that they didn't upgrade this one to USB while they were making it, considering that they're now doing that. I feel like that's a disappointment.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I actually agree with you on two of those three. So the first with the base, I do like that black and gold base better on the all gold one. Yeah, I agree. Like that, I think I probably. Well, actually, I don't think it would have fit with if I were to mix and match. If I were to go to an Iron Man store and do my own customized mix and match, I don't think I would have put this base with this Iron Man. But I do like that base though, so I agree with you on that. Then yeah, the USB thing, I would have preferred that, but I get it. Like they've been reusing the previous Iron Man, and so it's like a transition too, right? I know there's some figures that came out that we would like to see it have USB, and we're kind of scratching our heads like, well, why the hell didn't they make that USB? But like the Magna Guard, for instance, that's battery powered. So my thought is maybe it just probably was, they have these stacked, right? They're not all made at the same time, right? They have them. What's the word? They're kind of overlapping in production, right? They don't all start at the same time, and so the Magna Guard may have been already in production when they made that transition. So all that to say, it's going to be a transition, right? I'm sure eventually we'll see all figures be USB, but we're still in the middle of that process for Hot Toys making that transition. And like we mentioned, the Mark 42 is the first Iron Man figure release to have that. And so when we know the Superior Iron Man is the first one announced, and so they're getting there. I think eventually they'll swap out those that make sense anyways to be USB powered. And that's Iron Spider, right? That's another one that just came out. So yeah, I think it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's just going to be a transition, and then all these other figures will be updated eventually down the line on that. So yeah, I hear you in All right. Yeah, let me know also on the audio or in the chat here on the panel if, how our audio is coming in, for anyone's kind of lagging or anything's coming in too loud or too low, so we can get that fixed for you guys. But let me, speaking of the chat, let me address the chat here. Appreciate you all for coming through, spending the Sunday with us here this January 4th. Or if you're watching the replay, thank you for joining us here. Let's see here. Where are we at? Viking Club was saying everyone refused his offer, forced his hand to let me on. Oh yeah, the debate, the Jose Plus and Viking Collectibles debate is still going. It's ongoing. The battle lingers on, folks. Let's see who comes out triumphant. Valkyrie Magnus saying I really like the Mark III one. I have the silver and red and the Stealth Iron Man. Yeah. Oh yeah, the silver and red. Yeah, I got that one too actually. So yeah, this is probably be like my third Mark III. Third or fourth, I can't remember. Yeah, but yeah, they got me with these variants. They got me with these variants here. Let's see here. We got Ash Chase in the house. What up, Ash Chase? Thank you for coming through. What up, plastic crackheads? He says. Yeah, too many. He said, yeah, how many Iron Mans? Too many. But I'm sure for Ash, she's probably saying there's not enough Wolverines or not enough Deadpools for those.
Agreed.
Not as many. Yeah. See, so everyone has their character that they could definitely not have too many of, right? Bring them on. We got Low Key Collector in the house. What up, Calvin? Sup, fellas? Says appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through. Even though we had some unfortunate news yesterday in that loss. Talking about the Niner game, but yeah, hopefully you're recovering from that, man. Hopefully you're recovering from that. Let's see here. Going through Low Key adding Iron Man suits. Fund the other projects that we all look forward to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, and by that logic, you're welcome. My purchase of this will help you collectors get other figures. So, yeah, someone's got to do it. I'm taking the sacrifice there. Yeah. So you're welcome. Yeah, but well said, man. Yeah, exactly. That's why they keep going back to the well on these figures, right? Those popular figures, to get that money to make those other figures. Those Wednesdays, right? Those Wednesdays or those Savage Opresses, those General Grievi, the plural, right? So it's just, you get those figures out there. The Vi and the Jinxes. Looking forward to those also, by the way. Yep. So, yeah, they gotta get that. They gotta fund those. They gotta fund those somehow. Let's see here. Apologies again if I'm missing anybody. There's a lot going on here. Oh, we got NW Collector in the house. What's up, Larry? Thank you for coming through. Always lurking. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Yeah, whether you're engaging or you're lurking, either way, or just viewing, much appreciated either way. Appreciate your time. Okay. All right. Let me see. I think that was it for this one. Okay. If no one has any other thoughts on this golden and copper Mark III, we'll go on to the announcement. So this was the last of the releases. So 2 releases in this episode. Now, switching it up to the announcements here. One controversial one, or here debatable figure. We have another surprising release or announcement from Hot Toys. We have Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man from the first Spider-Man battle damaged version. Let's see here. So this was another one announced December 31st. Another surprise to me, man. When I saw this, yeah, I was totally. So I didn't see this coming. I did not see this coming personally. So set to release Q1, Q2, 2027. $325. It is up. That's USD. It is up now to pre-order, setting at your typical 1/6 scale height. So just under 12 inches, 30 centimeters. 30 points of articulation for this one. So this one comes with, let me zoom in on the accessories here so you guys see what I'm talking about. And read them off here for those listening. So newly developed battle damage masked sculpt. So there's some battle damage on that. And then you have a head sculpt with a ripped mask. You know how we looked towards the end when Tobey Maguire was fighting Green Goblin at the end of Spider-Man 1. So they tried to recreate that mask. We'll get into it later about the inaccuracies and how that looks. But he does come with 2 head sculpts. So one with a ripped mask and one full mask with some slight battle damage on there. The battle damage head sculpt, though, with the somewhat exposed head sculpt, that does have a strip of brown colored wool material hair implanted on the fringe. So yeah, similar to, was it the Obi one that we saw recently? I forget which one, but they added some wool hair to the bangs, basically. I just learned in one of those episodes. It might have been the Anakin one also, where they use the word fringe. I was like, what the hell is that? But yeah, it's basically just the bangs. That's just like the hair in the front. Yeah, so all that hair you see, we'll look at some other photos there. It appears to be wool material there, which is really cool. You know, that's awesome that they did that. And that's granted, that's the only hair that they have exposed, but still, that's really cool. That I saw in the photos, anyways, the only hair that I've seen. But yeah, that's they have that. So 10 hands, you get all your typical 5 pairs of hands, all your typical Spider-Man hands. You know, your fists, your claw gestures, your wall crawling, web shooting hands, web holding hands. You get all those. Let's see here. So you get a battle damage suit, and it does say elastic fabric material for enhanced articulation. So take enhanced as you will. that should, meaning it. I'm guessing it shouldn't hinder articulation. You get your 6 spider webs here, different shapes and lengths. Let's see, and then you get a battle damaged Green Goblin helmet, which tells me that you can. That's not attached to the base. And speaking of the base, there's a specially designed diorama base with heavily weathered Green Goblin glider and red brick walls. So again, kind of showing or supposed to be reminiscent of that scene at the end when he's fighting Green Goblin in that building, and the walls are just kind of coming around him, or they're just bumping into that broken building. So, I mean, the glider wasn't like this in that scene, but still, I guess they wanted to include that in there. So yeah, we'll go through some of these announcement photos. Here's the base again, which I think still looks cool either way, man. This looks awesome. Whether he can stand like this on that base, I'm not sure. It might be Photoshop. They have Spider-Man's kind of suspended on the glider with his feet posted on the glider and holding him up somehow. Yeah, that's interesting there. But yeah, you can see he's holding the Green Goblin helmet in this hand here, and it looks like, again, I don't know how he's gripping it, so I don't know if that's magnet. Let me go back to the hands and see. He doesn't mention anything about magnetic hands.
Yeah, that looks kind of freestyle, like they, something behind the scenes how they work that.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because he's plastered his feet's on the thing. I don't see nothing holding him.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I'll pause there, and I'll go over the whole inaccuracies things in a little bit, and I have some photos to kind of go with that. But I'll turn over to you guys in general. What are your thoughts on this Tobey Maguire Spider-Man?
This is not me, and this is actually out of this what you're just showing right now. I really love the base. This is, if that was like a separate purchase, that could be interesting to get with the head and everything else and the base itself. But as in this Spider-Man, it's not. I'm not feeling it, and this is so. I see where they're coming from. This is, but no, I guess this is not me. And I do have some Spider-Man, but that's not my main character that I collect. But no, this is just something. And it was very shocking then when it came out. I was like, I didn't even think that. Boom, there it goes. Whoa. So. Yeah, I mean, I think this could be other people's cup of tea, but not mine.
Is it because you don't really like Tobey Maguire? You don't like this version of Spider-Man, or just like the battle damage is not doing it for you?
The battle damage is not doing it for me. As in the Spider-Mans, I mean, Tobey was, in the movies, my first with that, even with my kids, and then it built all the way up through. So I don't have a problem with the actors or anything that portray Spider-Man. It's just the look.
Gotcha.
It's the look.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Fair enough. Yeah, I hear you. Harrison Viking. Got any thoughts on this one?
Yeah. The more I see this, I actually like it more, and I know it's got inaccuracies, and I know that it's not perfect. But when it, as I said on Geo's stream, I think on a shelf. With that base, I think it will look really, really good. If you're a fan of Tobey, I wouldn't not get it because of the small inaccuracies. I think on the shelf, it'll still do the job. I think it looks really good. But I hope that they do fix those issues, because then it will just be even better.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely, I agree with that. Xman, any thoughts on this one?
Or do
you want to wait for the inaccuracy talk?
Yeah, I like the idea. I thought it was cool when I first saw it, and then I started noticing like just the weird things, and yeah, it could be improved, and I think it should be. I think they've done Spider-Man enough that they should have it by now.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we'll go ahead and get into that part of it. Now, I agree. That's actually a good way to put it. Like the idea, like when I saw this, I'm like, oh damn, I like the whole battle damage. Again, knowing me, just something different from the norm. I actually passed on the first Toby, just because I wasn't really too like I didn't really like that version of his suit too much, and it was just all clean and like the what do they call it? The from No Way Home, the young youth pastor look. So I passed on that one, and I ended up getting the other two. So I got Garfield, that's supposed to be from No Way Home, but they labeled it Amazing Spider-Man 2, and of course I got Holland. I got a couple of different versions of Holland, and then I got the black suit Toby, because that was different. It stood out to me, and I really liked that one. That was cool. It seemed like a fun figure to have in that base too. Oh man, that base is awesome.
Nice.
And so then when I saw this one, I was like, oh okay, now again, it is a variant, right? A variant of that same character. But yeah, this looks really cool, man. I like the idea that they did overall in this, the whole battle damage concept, because I don't think we've seen that. I think they did a battle damage Holland. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I need to go back. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I thought I saw a battle damage Holland, but I don't think it was like, to this effect. And then of course this is how he, for the most part, was in the end of the first movie. So I get it. I don't know. Holland has. He was pretty beat up in some of his movies too, but I'm pretty sure Hot Toys hasn't done one to like that degree yet for Holland. But yeah, so switching over here to let me go over the Toby head sculpts here. So speaking of the previous two, so the one on the far left here, this is just comparison of the head sculpts here. Far left we have the MMS 662, and that's the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Again, that's the one from No Way Home that was released in 2023. In the middle we have the black suit one I was talking about. That's from Spider-Man 3. MMS 727, 728, that was released last year, 2025, and now this newly announced one, MMS 859, which is the battle damage. So yeah, I have the one in the middle here. Skipped on that one on the far left, and then here's the sculpt, which I think the sculpt itself, man, that sculpt looks awesome. I can definitely see Toby. Granted, he's covered, so that may help a little bit too. Is partially covered, but still, man, that looks like Toby to me personally. But what are your guys' thoughts on the head sculpts?
It looks like him. It definitely looks like him. I think that he's definitely a little too rounded in the head. Like when you see the screenshots from this, it really sticks out how the shape of his head is very, very different. And and I've heard it called a butt head, with the way the seam does at the top. I heard it called a penis head. I can see both, unfortunately.
The old peen head.
Yeah, like the old complaints are still there. They photoshopped it out like very rudimentarily, the seam at the top of the head, but you can still see the shape of it. You can still see where it's supposed to be. The eyes, the lenses are a little oddly placed. It might even be a little too big, I think, maybe, or maybe just not close enough to the center. I don't know, but they're definitely not like in the right orientation at the very least. So they definitely made like the spider isn't right on the front. So there's definitely those small things, and I wouldn't have noticed the spider thing if someone hadn't pointed it out. Like, I know that the Vaders all look alike. You can tell me whatever you want, but you're not gonna convince me on that. But I see the little things there. It's for a suit like this, where the things that stick out. It's it's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, anyone else got any thoughts on the head sculpts? No? All right.
I think I was going to say is I think that might be the better one out of all three, even though you can't see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that they'll do a clean one, and then you'll get this head, but without the battle damage.
Yeah, and keep in mind too, right? Like most of the time we kind of see like a lot of us who've been collecting hot toys for a while now, but for the newer collectors, most of the time there's like a slight degradation in the likeness and from prototype to final. Sometimes it's within a paint too. The sculpt could still be there, but the paint's little off. So I'm guessing now, I don't think the final is going to have this degree of paint applications, like as detailed, like you kind of see over here his right eye, the blood and the black, like either or that char or soot that he has here on his face. I don't think it's going to be that detailed. And like the recent comparison was the Iron Spider that I looked at in the previous stream. When we compared the prototype and the final head sculpt, I noticed there like some of the paint, the battle damage paint for that Tom Holland Iron Spider, artisan and sculpted, it wasn't as good, right? But we've seen that before. Like I said, I bring that up because it still looked like a good looking head sculpt, but the paint wasn't as good as a prototype. And again, that's usually the case, right? They're detailed on this one figure for the announcement for the prototype, and then when it comes to mass production, sometimes it drops a little bit. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I hope it doesn't drop, but you're kind of keeping expectations in check there. So yeah, it still looks good overall though. The head sculpt, I think I can definitely see Toby.
Yeah.
Look at it, I'm like, okay, that's Toby. That is Toby.
It does.
What's the ticket price on this?
But I don't know.
$325 USD for this battle damage.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you saying, Xman?
I was saying, it looks good for the most part. It's just a couple of nits. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. So, we touched on that a bunch of times already. We mentioned the inaccuracies, the improvements that they could be made. So I was generally curious myself because I heard other people mentioned, there's that seam in the head. I definitely see that for this one and the previous Toby's, but I heard others mention that that was also the case for other Spider-Man as well. Some of them just weren't as obvious, and so I was curious myself, and so I went and I looked and I compared them, and I figured I'd kind of share, what I found, because again, that's just how what I think about and how my brain works there. I'm like, okay, well, what's this? I go down that rabbit hole a little bit, and so sticking with sharing, keeping the one of the premises of the show is to share information here. So I have these photos here comparing the different Spider-Man that came out previously. These are the most recent ones, and this is specifically to kind of point out the seams and the heads that people were talking about, because like I said, I was curious to see if to actually confirm if that was the case for the other Spider-Man here. So top left we have the MMS 662, again the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man from No Way Home. That has a visible seam, and I try to zoom in as much as I can here, well, without going too crazy, to kind of highlight the seams there. So that one has it. Of course, a lot of people mentioned that. The MMS 679, that's the Holland red and blue suit / final swing suit from No Way Home, released in 2024. That one is different because if you look closely, I don't know if you can tell, but it is along the top of the head, but the black spider web on the top there kind of hides it pretty well. So they did a good job. And these are all finals, by the way. These are all the final proto shots. These aren't the final product shots, not the prototype announcement photos. So this is what they end up looking like in the finals per the blogger photos. Top right, again, you got the black suit that seams there, and I know that was one of the criticisms from that figure as well. And so that was there. I think that's a lot of people were aware of that one. Bottom left, you got the TASM, the Amazing Spider-Man MMS 771, 772 that was released last year. That's the one with the deluxe version, had that big diorama base. That has that seam there, again, kind of lined up with that black line though. And then this latest one here, 2020, set to come out 2027, this MMS 859 battle damage, that also has it. So yeah, at least from these recent ones, I didn't do all of them because that would take up the whole screen, but at least from these recent Spider-Man, that seems to be a consistent thing. So that kind of, to me, that tells me that for some reason, either Hot Toys, like that's what they found works to get this mask on there. It seems like they have to sew it, I don't know, by hand or sew it somehow, and then glue it some way to the head to prevent it from moving. Because then you also have to think about, right, there's the magnetic swap out eyes, right? So if they made it to where, like, if someone actually put it on their head, for one, like the labor that would go onto it, but then it would probably shift around with the magnetic eyes. And so, yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing this is probably the most efficient design choice to get it this way. Yeah, it's unsightly, but I mean, they've been doing it for so long. And so I think this is probably the most efficient way to work for them. Yeah, they probably could go back to the drawing board and redo something else that would work, but you might, again, design sacrifices, right? You have to give up one for the other. they may have to do something about the magnetic eyes. Maybe that just one head sculpt just has non-magnetic eyes and just like a fixed pair. The eyes, the actual eyes themselves, I know Xman mentioned and others mentioned like the angle and the placement. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. I can't explain. That's just, I don't know what the deal is with that reuse of the same head sculpt. So yeah, that's just something I think they could have adjusted, they could have fixed. So yeah, these are the head sculpts. And then with the hands, I know people mentioned the hands, similar thing. I have this photo. This just shows the previous three, like I mentioned, friendly neighborhood on the far left. I think that's the you guys have to help me out. That's like the from No Way Home. Was that the upgraded suit or the integrated suit for Holland? Whatever was in the
that's the integrated suit, yeah.
Okay, and then on the right we have the Amazing Spider-Man Garfield here.
Correct.
And this was convenient. They just had this photo here. So yeah, all the hands. Another critique I've heard is like the hands. Some of them bigger than others. And yeah, that's something they've been doing. They have, they're all plastic. Some seem to be bigger than others. It's kind of hard to tell in some of the photos as far as like which hands are bigger than others. But yeah, that's another thing they've been doing. And so
look at Tom Holland's hand.
His is
generic.
Yeah, because the black kind of helps it a little bit. It kind of hides it a little more. But the others, yeah, I have the previous Amazing Spider-Man, not the one that just came out, but the prior one. That was that one had the Mickey Mouse hands, everyone calls it. So I noticed definitely noticed big hands there. So yeah, as far as the plastic, I don't think there's any way to get around that unless someone has to go in and put fabric on those hands, which would be really time consuming, and that would probably drive up the price.
Not at all. Because if you look at the Tom Holland hands, a lot of the time the red bits are textured, where on these guys they're not. So that kind of helps to displace the light refraction a bit, right? But then also, if you look at like how his suit is, and I know his suit is different from theirs, whereas theirs are supposed to be fabric and his is not necessarily supposed to be fabric in that same way. But it's not shiny. It's more of a satin kind of, finish on it.
Yeah.
They could dull it. They could do a lot to change it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But the problem is this is the way that they do it, and people buy it. And if people really wanted to, put speech to practice, and vote with your wallet, as people love to say around here, then they would fix it. If people weren't buying it, they would be like, okay, we get it, we'll fix it. Yeah. And they could easily fix the seam. They could even just put it in the back of the head, and that would be acceptable. But it's just those little things that they could tweak probably very easily. But since they already have a system in place that people aren't really complaining enough about to make them fix it, they're not going to. So it's really on us. And if we're not going to make them do it, then they're not going to. And we just really, I say we as someone who has his 3 Spider-Men and doesn't intend to get any more.
Yeah.
But like we as a collective, because we're all guilty of it. We complain about little things, but we don't do anything to stop it. And I know that for me in particular, if I don't spend $300 on a thing, well, enough people will where it doesn't matter if I don't. I get that mentality, but everyone having that mentality keeps everything going the way that it is. So, if you really, really want to change it, people, if you really want your good Spider-Man head, then you will take the responsibility onto yourself to say, no, I'm not going to buy this. And as a community, if we decide to do that, it would happen. But, you fuckers don't want to work together, so. That's what it is, man.
No, that's ultimately what it comes down to. What I was going to add to that too is like I know we each have our own preferences and our tolerances for what we're willing to accept for a figure and what we're not willing to accept, right? And that varies per person, right? And we don't all share that. I know we all have our ideas on what the scale should be, what the coloring should be, what certain accessories, proportions, visible joints or not. That obviously everyone has their own preferences on that. But so it's kind of hard for everyone to agree on something just because of that reason alone. And so sticking with this for aesthetics and what Xman mentioned, I agree. If you want something fixed, vote with your wallet. But I always include, I've mentioned this before, there's 2 caveats to that. One is like Xman touched on, you know, if you're the only ones being vocal about it, then, and you don't have enough people to who are speaking up about it, then yeah, it may not, most likely may not get fixed. And then two, if you decide not to buy a figure, be sure to voice your concerns, right? They kind of go hand in hand, because if you don't say anything and you just don't buy it and you're like, okay, I'm passing, but you don't give that feedback to whoever, then they're not going to know what to fix, right? So it kind of, that just goes in general. That's just the case in general. You got a little, go ahead, Mike.
No, you're correct. That's when I was disagreeing
Okay.
on that. I mean, you really have to, you know, put your foot down and just say, hey, I'm not going to buy this, but what is the reason? And then somebody is going to get that message and see that, and okay, that's what they're saying. And you know, you're probably not alone. So it's not just going to be you.
Exactly. No, that's the other point, right? Part of it too, right? So if you know, the whole still buying a figure, like again, with something that Xman touched on, if you know, it seems like from just these recent Spider-Man figures, like the whole the seam on the head and just other issues, and just in general, you know, those have kind of been existent in previous figures. But if people are still going to buy them, then Hot Toys is going to keep doing it. And so it's, but again, it's just like going back to which preferences, right? What we're able to tolerate, what we're not going to tolerate, and so it just kind of varies per person. That can be a good thing, though. Ultimately, there comes a time when enough people kind of come together collectively, and everyone agrees that something sucks or something's not not justifiable, or it's not satisfactory, not to their standards, right? And we don't have proof of this, but if you want to take this into consideration, the Hot Toys cancellations that we had for the Sicarian Iron Man and the Young Barry, the Flash, and or maybe the Bat Missile, a lot of people were speculating that were just due to low numbers, right? So I don't know. Again, we don't have proof. We can't confirm. Hot Toys never came out and said, oh yeah, we got low numbers, so we're canceling them. But those were canceled. And so a lot of people were saying, well, they probably just didn't have enough buyers. And so if you want to take that as an example of collectively people coming together, like, okay, we don't want that shit. we're not, no one's buying that. Yeah. And so they canceled it. On the other hand, it can be good when people do come together and voice concerns. You know, examples that people keep referring to are the Supergirl, right? The Sasha Kaye. A lot of people were just roasting that head sculpt. And then Hot Toys fixed that. Again, they didn't put in an announcement saying we are fixing this because you spoke up, but that was fixed. The Peacemaker, the initial Peacemaker, right? A lot of people were just roasting that one. That ended up being fixed. I'm trying to think of something else. There was another figures. There's some, but you guys get the idea. Either way, Hot Toys doesn't address them, and they're not vocal about, what they're fixing due to feedback. Like InArt is. I know InArt's really famous for doing that, right? Taking in feedback and then addressing it. Hot Toys, whether you think they are not behind the scenes. So it seems like it could work. I'll leave it to you to decide if that's the case or not. But I think it seems like collectively, in my opinion, that's it seems to come through. So yeah, either way, voice your concerns if something bothers you, and give them your critiques, and then hopefully they fix it. I'm not saying it'll always work out, but yeah, it's up to each collector to decide. Pick and choose your battles, right? How
you know
spend
what?
your time and energy. Yep, go for it.
We should petition InArt to go after the Marvel license. That's what should happen.
You're not
if
alone.
InArt got the Marvel license and InArt made a Spider-Man. Oh, watch the fire light up under these guys' ass. Watch it happen.
Yeah.
It takes is one Spider-Man from InArt, and they'll correct themselves real fast.
Yeah, no, for sure. Competition, right? Competition is a win-win situation for collectors, and it brings us better figures. Yeah, and it just having competition between companies. So yeah, but as it is right now, Hot Toys, dominates the Marvel and the Star Wars 1/6 figures there, because they hold that IP. But yeah, I mean, if InArt was able, if they continue to prove themselves, which they have been doing, and they get that license or some part of it, who knows? That could be, that's a potential. I would say never on that. That could be something that could come through higher end, right? Because InArt's always advertised themselves as higher end 1/6 scale collectibles. I think just recently they've had some options where they've been kind of direct competitors to Hot Toys on some figures, but yeah, if they advertise to Marvel or just Disney in general, like, hey, we're offering higher end 1/6 figures, that could be a potential there. I know a lot of people in comments are hoping or suggesting or trying to push for InArt to get that as well, because they'd like to see those higher end 1/6 scale figures from DC or from Marvel and Star Wars. But yeah, I'll pause there. I know I said I'll turn to anyone else, either Mike or Viking Collectibles. You got any thoughts on that whole situation, inaccuracies thing,
No,
or
it's
just
just
what we discussed?
InArt. It's still up and coming, but they are on the work that they have done is on a hit, and this is on key. I mean, it's really, they know how to do it. They're into quality, not quantity. And Hot Toys is a company that is putting out bulk, and it says they're not at this time. It says, and they do listen, because when I was down at Comic-Con, the other guys were with us, Jose and so forth, and he says we were at their little kind of like presentation, and they brought some stuff and everything else that we could see, and then they asked us a Q&A, what's up, and everybody was shooting out their ideas and what about this, what about that, and so forth, and yeah, they were there listening. So yeah, so I mean, that was cool. I felt, these guys are listening. They want to, master their jobs, as in, creating these figures the best that they can. So I'm with them. I like that.
Yeah. Viking, got any thoughts on
that? With the boycotting and saying like don't spend your money and things, I do agree with that to a point, but the problem is I feel like the pieces that people get upset about the most are the ones that are the most popular for a reason, because they really want these figures. If it's a figure that you don't really care about, you can easily pass. But when it's something like a Toby or anything, like for me it'd be Alien or Predator or something, if it's a piece that you've really, really wanted, even if they do have inaccuracies, you're going to buy it because it's something you really want or you've been waiting for a long time, even with inaccuracies. Like, when's the next time they could do that piece again? So the problem with saying, well, I just won't buy it, it's like, well, okay, that you could do that, but then you're missing out on something that could still give you a lot of joy, even with its inaccuracies. Like I was saying earlier, I am with, like, I was one with Deck from Badlands. I was picking it to bits because I think that there's a lot of it that could be fixed. I still ordered it though, because it is a piece I really would like to have in my collection, even with the inaccuracies. So I do think there is a level where you have to sort of walk the fine line, I think, sometimes, because especially like, I don't know, for a Toby or for certain characters, if everyone just didn't buy it, then people Hot Toys might think, oh, well, that no one's interested in this character, and then never do it again. So yeah, I think
that's why I think the feedback there is important. Like, rather than as one of the caveats to, like, if you don't buy it, make sure you still voice your critiques, your criticism as to why. So that,
and if you do buy it, voice the issues you have with it. Go, I'll buy it, but just make sure you fix it.
Yeah,
and hope that they do.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point too, because that could be the case too. You could still want it, like you said. Yeah, well said. You can still voice your concern either way, whether how much like power behind that. If you already pre-ordered it, at that point it's just up to in Hot Toys' hands to decide if they want to. I mean, it doesn't hurt to either way. It doesn't hurt to voice your concern, voice your thoughts, your opinions, and so you just spend a few minutes, jump on there, and it takes a few minutes of your time, but still it's up to you how much you want to do that. Again, pick your choosing battles, and then ultimately, like, I agree, Viking. We each have our like I said, our characters that we are really passionate about, right? And then we know the details in and out. Like, in general, you guys know me, I'm not one to go to that level of critique, but people have, Xman mentioned Vader, right? People are passionate about Vader and how he should look. People are passionate about either Toby, Garfield, Holland, Spider-Man, and how they should look. People are passionate about Predators, any of the Predators. I know in the Jungle 2.0 Predator that came out, a lot of people mentioned inaccuracies about that. Deadpool, Wolverine, you name it. Everyone has something that they're really passionate about. I know X-Men mentioned multiple times the height, accuracy of Wolverine, and things like that. So yeah, it's just, pick and choose your battles. At the end of the day, ultimately, ultimately, like we've said multiple times, just buy what you love, buy what you want, because it's going in your collection at the end of the day. I'm not going to judge anyone on their principles or their morals, because everyone's different it's just different from everybody else's. So just enjoy the hobby. I think that's what it comes down to what Viking was kind of getting at. We buy them because we still want to enjoy them. We think they're fun. And if you don't, to each their own. That's just your call. Because I personally, if I don't like something, I don't expect someone else to speak up for me, because, and then vice versa, right? If I don't, if there's something, if there's something that someone else doesn't like, I may like it. And so that doesn't mean I'm going to go speak up for that fight if there's something that I don't agree with, right? So it's just, that's why I just say, for me, I just approach it as I'm just gonna buy what I like, what I love, what I want to see in my collection, because ultimately that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be in your collection. So take that as you will. I'm just kind of giving my perspective on that. Everyone pick and choose their battles and just enjoy the hobby in general. It should be fun. And if it's not fun for you, then I definitely understand. You do have other options. But on that, anyone got anything else on that topic?
No.
Nope. All right. Let me address the chat, because I'm sure there's some thoughts on this too, and I appreciate you guys, your patience. Yeah, just hearing us out on this. I know there's just varying opinions and preferences on this, so all are welcome. Of course, just as always, keep it civil and respectful in general. We each have our collecting preferences on what we want in this hobby. So I get it. I definitely get it. Believe me, I understand. We value money differently, and what these figures should be and what they shouldn't be, and so I definitely understand. I definitely understand that. All right, let's see here. You guys, just looks like the debate, the negotiation between Jose and Viking are still ongoing. We got user GI6GV, sorry, I don't know the name, but it says, my dumbass has only just realized the base is part of the glider. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, it would be cool if that could be removable too, but it's like Hot Toys does that sometimes. They have some things that are included that people don't catch on to, but it's still a cool part of the base. So we got Loco Lou in the house. What's poppin', people? What's up, Lou? Thank you for coming through, my man. Let's see here. I've made this figure, doesn't have rolling eye system. Yeah, and apologies if I didn't mention that. In the description, it does not mention rolling eyes for this Battlesuit Toby. So thanks for reminding me on that, Lou. Yeah, I did catch that too, but I didn't. I'm not sure if I mentioned that when I was going over the accessories here. Let me go to the head sculpt photo here, and then so head sculpt with battle damage mask and implanted wool material fringe. So again, no rolling eyes on this. Again, that's another question I know people are going to critique, and that's a fair critique, right? Because we've been getting rolling eyes for the longest, well, not the longest, but like in all these recent figures. So why did they do this one? I don't know. Other than just some engineering thought, I don't know why they wouldn't include it in this either. There's something. There has to be some reason that we're just not understanding. But yeah, I don't know. It is unfortunate. That does suck. Because I'm sure it would have been awesome to have rolling eyes, more expression and display options for that.
Are there any shots that show like that the head is attached to the fabric is attached at the head and neck? Because I've not seen anything that definitively shows that you can't remove the head from the neck.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I didn't catch that. Were the other Spider-Mans like that? I can't remember. I have some, but I can't remember if that's the case.
There's only one head sculpt, right? Just this and
no, there's this one, and then there's the one where there's only one where he's got eyes, but then there's the other one where he's got
Okay.
Yeah, there's this one here, and then there's the battle damage one here.
Mm-hmm.
But the neck itself is like the previous few that they've been doing, where the neck is removable. So you would assume, right, that the head is not removable, because why would you make a whole removable neck if you've got like a removable head too, where you can just make the other head, one removable thing instead of two,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm guessing the neck is removable, because I don't see why it wouldn't be, like all the other ones would be. So it's just like the swap out heads. But yeah, also the eye. I'm looking on the photos, like the eyes don't seem to have moved either. They look
No,
to be
they
in the same
don't.
position. So yeah. So I think it's fixed eyes here on both of them, anyways. So I'll leave it on this here while I go through some more of the chat here. Valkyrie Magnus saying I have both the black suit and the red suit of Tobey Maguire. Nice. You got a nice Spider-Man collection going. Collection Obsessions asking if they Photoshop the seam, does that mean they're gonna fix the final product? I don't know. What do you think, Xman? I mean, I can see the seam here, but on this one, what are your thoughts?
I don't know, dude. I feel like it's gonna cost them more to fix a seam than it does to Photoshop it.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna fix it. But again, never say never, right? I brought up examples already about how Hot Toys switch some things up for the better. So it could be possible if enough people say something, or if enough people just skip on this one. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say.
If the sales deem it, always follow the money.
Yeah. Oh, the other one I was thinking of, the Spider-Man 2099.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Verse. Yeah, that came
Nobody
out
was digging that.
Yeah, nobody was. That got a lot of shit as well because it was like a Mondo figure basically. All the joints were visible, and again, Hot Toys didn't confirm this, but they didn't say okay, we're gonna upgrade it. But they did throw on a suit. I can't forget the material, but they threw on a suit over the whole body, so it covered up all the seams. And then people, they seem to ended up liking it because they ended up selling out. So there's that too. So if you want to count that as a win for collectors and hearing their feedback heard. Yeah, that's the other one I was thinking of, but that I couldn't remember earlier. We got Fig Poser in the house. What up, though? What's up, Fig Poser? Thanks for coming through, my man. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Evangelium in the house. Good to see you back in the chats. Happy New Year's, dude. Happy New Year's to you as well. Ringing in 2026 with some awesome figures. Hope you're doing well, good sir. And you had a good New Year's. Doguito in the house. What's up, Doguito? Hey, all. Hey, Doguito. Thank you for coming through. Magnus, I wanted to buy the Bat Missile. Yeah, there were people who were interested in it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did hear people who were interested, but it just didn't seem like, again, I don't know the exact reason why Hot Toys canceled it. I think they did put out a post and they said, and I covered it on the stream, but I can't remember what it said. I thought it had something to do with along the lines of the market changing or changes in the market or something like that. But who knows what the actual reason.
The market said no.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Dougito saying they also fixed Mantis and Obi-Wan Kenobi from the show. Okay, I didn't remember that one. I think Obi-Wan I vaguely remember, but thanks for that as well. Those are also examples.
They did change Mantis, yeah.
Did they? What did they
I don't think she needed it. It was just her hair. No, hardly anyone even noticed. Like the people who did notice were like, well, okay. Like it wasn't a huge. It wasn't really a thing that anyone was upset about. That they didn't change before. I don't know why they decided to change it. I didn't hear any uproar about it.
Yeah, they've made some changes too that I'm aware of, that no one really spoke up on, but they made them like the first one that comes to mind is that Roronoa Zoro from One Piece, the live action version. They updated, I think, the head sculpt, if I remember correctly. They updated something about that figure, but I don't recall anyone ever like complaining about it. He still had the jointed single jointed elbows, but yeah, they updated the head sculpt on that, so that was kind of interesting how they did that. And I guess some people were critiquing that. I don't know. So, but they did update that. I did see that. I don't know. I think we discussed that here on this.
It was the head sculpt, yeah, correct.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, thanks, Mike. S Beam confirming here. So I just did the research. Hot Toys has made 84 Iron Man suits in 1/6 that includes variant suit ups, power poses, and neon tech. 1 rescue, 9 war machine variants, 6 quarter scales, 4 busts, armored Deadpool and Iron Man, or Iron Strange, and a partridge and a pear tree. Damn. Sorry, low hanging fruit, how to do that. But yeah.
And Punisher.
Yeah. I think he's included that one of the variants, I'm guessing. The 9 war machine.
Well, he mentioned Deadpool and Strange separately, so
Iron Strange, yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Strange, yeah, I got that one too. I like that figure, man. I really like
it. It looks cool. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it's different, right?
84.
It's not your typical 84. Wow. Thanks, Beam. Appreciate you doing that research here and confirming with us. Yeah. Wow. 84. Damn. And that's 1/6. That's 84 and 1/6 scale. So I don't think that includes these other ones that he just mentioned afterwards. He did say there's like quarter scales in there and busts and things like that. So yeah. Evangelium in the house. Oh yeah, back. I already said that. What's the topic now? Yeah, my bad. Giving props again. Who cares? We'll do it again. Evangelium in the house. Thank you for coming through. Round 2. What's the topic now? Right now, we're almost finished with the battle damage Spider-Man here. Let's see. Jose Plus here adding, InArt said Disney/Marvel in 1/6 is basically impossible. Yeah, I think I recall them saying that, but again, never say never, right? I mean, all it takes is someone to mess up somewhere, or someone have a change of heart, new change of direction in management or whoever, to be like, okay, you know what? Let's give these guys a chance. We've seen what they've done. We like what they're doing. So I don't know how that works. That whole but I mean, contracts, agreements, they can be renegotiated, right? Once contracts are up, terms are up, that's always up in the air. So I would say never say never, right? It could be possible. I'm sure that'll be like one of the biggest news stories of the year in the community if that happens. People just lose their mind. Yeah, some people don't want to see that. I know Ash here has mentioned that. Yeah, I still won't buy in our crap, Marvel or not, and that's fair. Some people just don't need that in or don't prefer not to have that. And again, it's just preferences, right? Some people, they don't really need to have in art figures, and they're fine with the Hot Toys or other variants or other iterations from another company. It's all good. Third parties, I collect third parties too that aren't. I got the third party versions instead of the Hot Toys, and I'm fine with those. So again, to each their own. We all have our preferences and what we're willing to tolerate and what we're not. You collect what you want. Either way, it's your money. It's your money, folks. So do what you got to do. Do what you want to do. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Her Geeky Side again. Hey peeps, don't forget to that like button. Appreciate you as always. Bitch on that Her Geeky Side. Always appreciate it on that. And let's see here. Collection Obsession says, I don't see InArt getting Marvel license. Hot Toy seems to have the Disney license sewn up. Yeah, up until this point. Yeah, like I was just touching on earlier. They've got the monopoly on that. They got the hold, and they've been holding on to it. And I mean, I think
give them enough money. That's what it's all money in the end. Once they get enough money, they'll go, oh, actually, yeah, okay, we'll let you do it.
That's what yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, change of heart, things can happen. I mean, look at, I know it's not figure related, but look at Hugh Jackman, right? He said he was done, but all it took was Ryan Reynolds to come back on the project and hype up the project. And Logan was like, or Hugh Jackman was like, you know what? I'm back in. I'm sold. People were saying, well, they gave him enough money. They backed up that Brinks truck full of cash, and they brought him on. And look, so again, I'm just saying, never say never.
That was included too.
yeah, Viking touched on, maybe with enough money or enough persuasion, the tides could change. We could see
you never know. It could be the licenses
in general.
Yeah, it could be the license. At the minute, it's just too expensive for InArt. They've only just started. They're getting the cheaper licenses to build up their catalog, and then maybe at a point where they feel like they can afford the license, then they'll try again.
And one day, when they get that Marvel license, all it will take is one good Spider-Man. That's all it will take. That is literally all anyone wants, is one good Spider-Man.
One good one. Yeah. And that's
they will become the darlings again.
And that's not to say they'll totally rule out Hot Toys. There could be a market for both. Like other collectors, and I agree with other collectors who say, you can like both InArt and Hot Toys. There's not, it shouldn't be like
sure, absolutely.
Give you an option. Give you an option.
Yeah, exactly. Option is definitely open, and I'm all about.
Hot Toys are good for volume. Boy, are they good for volume.
Yeah,
InArt is good for accuracy. For price even.
Yeah.
And J&D can go suck it.
I don't know what they think.
Yeah, every company has their flaws. I'm sure there's
you gotta have a villain, right?
Everyone. Yeah, you gotta have the villain. Yep. SBM here confirming Punisher is a War Machine variant. Gotcha.
Yeah, he is. I forgot. I don't know why I forgot. I really want that figure.
Wow, this is rare. Ash Chase. I hate rolling eyes. Wow.
Don't listen to him.
Eyes. Yeah, I think you're the only person I've heard say that. Wow. But I mean, again, to each their own, man. I get it, right? I guess it could be the same argument as like the interchangeable hair sculpts, right? Having it in a fixed position versus kind of having the option to roll around. Sometimes you just want that like perfect position and or expression. Sometimes that's another thing, right? People don't like certain expressions that Hot Toys comes out with their figures. We've heard that a bunch of times. And they're like, you know what, I'm out. I don't like that expression. Case in point, it kind of led me to this. Good segue here. 1/6 shooter in the house. What's up, 1/6 shooter? Thank you for coming through. Says, wish they had changed that Return of the Jedi solo expression, but I imagine getting that approved is a big issue. Yeah. And that's another thing too.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing that out. That's exactly what I was kind of getting at. A lot of people didn't like that expression, Return of the Jedi. But then Rejoice, they got episode 5, right? Empire Strikes Back on. And a lot of people were like, okay, I'm getting that one. And that's fair. You know, I definitely, you know, I definitely congratulate all those are, you know, again, for holding out and paying off in your patience and getting that Han Solo and or getting one that you want. Either way, you know, you're getting a figure that you love. You know, you don't want that one, you got this one instead. Bam, there you go. And that's not always the case, but still, yeah. And then, yeah, part of it too is the licensing. You know, they have to get approval on their changes. So sometimes, as much as we say, you know, we want them to do this on certain ththings, certain looks, certain aesthetics, certain accessories, yeah, ultimately it does all have to get approved. And so it's not like Hot Toys or whoever, InArts, Jazz Inc., Mondo, they all have to get approvals from their from the license, the IP holders. So yeah, that's the thing. So thanks for bringing that up, Shooter. If you haven't already, 16 Shooter, man, another great photographer. Check out his stuff too. If I remember, I'll put his link in the description below. Also, he does a lot of great toy photography, mostly for Mythic Legions or 4 Horsemen, I should say, 4 Horsemen for you 1/12 scale collectors. Yeah, out there. But yeah, good stuff. He streams with.
That's a nice line.
It is.
Mythic Legions. Yeah, I have a bunch of those as well. Yep.
That dragon, goddamn.
Collection Obsession. Oh yeah, Collection Obsession. Adding InArt can't pump out the number of figures per year that Hot Toys can, so I don't see Disney being happy with that. Yeah. That's. I think that's the restriction right now on there. But like I think Mike mentioned this, it's for them it's quality over quantity right now, right? So you need more time to invest in quality figures. And so again, I'm not saying they're perfect, but you know they have their issues as well. But still, like you know, they seem to be focusing more. Go ahead.
Even if InArt did get the license, it doesn't mean Hot Toys can't still pump out all the stuff that Hot Toys pump out. They might go through and go, look, Hot Toys is doing that, and that's great, but we want to do this, and we want to do it at this level and make it this sort of quality and a museum style.
Yeah.
There's always a space for something else, just because one's already got it.
But Hot Toys are also egregiously reactive. We all saw how they hopped on the wool hair train. Immediately they would straighten up their Spider-Man game for sure, just for bragging rights, if nothing else, to say, hey, look at ours, it's cheaper and it's good, you know. It's but still, you know, it would be good either way.
Yeah, again, competition, right? I mean, I don't see that as a bad thing, right? I mean, a lot of people say like, oh, like now Hot Toys started doing it, but now, you know, again, we have more options even within Hot Toys. Not all artisans, but for the artisans, you have the wool hair option or the sculpted hair option. And there's been a few where you only get the artisan version, but still, it's like, you know, even within there, you know, you have your options between either if you want to go artisan, Hot Toys, or InArt with their wool implementation version. I know that there's not too many where they have, you know, one or the other. I know the Joker, the Dark Knight. The Ledger Joker, each company has done one in wool hair, so options are never a bad thing, right? Again, in the end, the consumer wins, the collector wins if you have multiple options and companies competing. That goes in any market, right? Not just collectibles. All the points we made here about you voting with your wallet, speaking up, critiques, that can apply to any consumable product or item, right? That's not unique to collecting. So that's like kind of a general thought, food for out there. Or something to consider. But yeah, I should have probably led with the topic on this, but yeah, this ended up turning into a big topic, which I was anticipating, right? That was the whole point. We wanted to have this discussion to kind of share our thoughts and our opinions on this, just that topic in general. I think that's something that was important that we discuss and kind of hear out and share, right? Because that is something that we do face every time we get a figure that comes out. It's always our dilemma up in our head, whether we want to get it, whether it's worth it to us, if we want to spend our money on that, and that's just up to the decision of every individual there. So I get it. I definitely get it. But anything else to add to this battle damaged Spider-Man? I will add too, I did one thing I forgot to point out too. Yeah, I do know the rip. I did see a side-by-side comparison of the actual photo, and like the rip in this is not accurate either. It should be more ripped open, so I get that. I'm on the fence on this one. I do like it overall. So all that to say, I may end up getting this just because I personally like it. I like the way it is. Like Xman mentioned, I didn't even notice the spider emblem thing until others pointed it out. But like I said, I'm not one to have like that key difference in detail. I do like the details that they add to certain figures, but like as a whole, like I appreciate the details they add, but I'm not one to pick out, find the differences, right? If they did those games that you play when you're a kid where you have two images that are similar and you have to find out, circle the differences. So for stuff like this, I'd have to really look to catch those. They don't send out to me, so that's all it is. Yeah, that's just me personally. Again, I know the hardcore fans of these certain figures of characters, they'll be able to spot those like a mile away, so I definitely get it.
He still looks really good.
Yeah. Yep. Like you said, Xman, the idea, right? The idea of this battle damage to this extent, Toby, is just, awesome. I think it looks cool. Yep.
I think if it wasn't a specific scene, then it wouldn't be an argument at all.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see. Ultimately, we'll see how well this goes. We'll see how well this sells. All right. Going on to the last, but definitely not least. Oh, man. You thought I was done gushing before, but here we go. Next up, we have Dr. Henry Jones Jr., Indiana Jones from the Temple of Doom. Also announced December 31st, here in the States at least, last year, 2025. Set to come out same time frame as this Battle Damage Spider-Man, so Q1, Q2, 2027. There's two versions, Collector and the Deluxe. Collector is $310 USD. The Deluxe is $360 USD. And I'll go over the differences. It's basically just a diorama base. That's what's different here. So I have this photo here of the Deluxe version, but so yeah, if you just, which is awesome. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, man. I'm just already excited. Okay, here we go. So in both versions, this is what you're getting. So the figure stands at just typical 1/6 height, so just under 12 inches, 30 centimeters, 30 points of articulation for Indy. Let's see here. So newly developed head sculpt with detailed fedora hat and separate rolling eye system. So there you go. So the reason I read that part is because a lot of people have pointed this out too. I don't think, like the old man Indy, I don't think the hat's going to be removable. I haven't seen any photos where it's not removable, or I should say where it is removed. And so I think this is going to be sculpted onto the head, just like the Dial of Destiny, the old man Indy is. Based on that description, it doesn't say anything about removal.
You see the key picture when he's down there with no shirt, but he has his hat on.
Yeah. Yeah. He does everything with that. He showers.
Yeah, everything with the hat.
Yeah, he has that on. Upper body and arms made from silicone material with inner metal skeleton. So all his whole upper torso, up to his wrists, and the neck is seamless with the inner metal skeleton, which is awesome, right? Similar to the Wolverine. Speaking of, I will compare those because I know a lot of people, myself included, were thinking if this is the same body they used for the TVA, the recent TVA jacket Wolverine. So I did compare. I have some comparison photos of those. So he has 12 hands, so 5 interchangeable left hands, 7 bandage wrapped right hands, different gestures, ones specifically for holding certain accessories, which, by the way, he comes with a genuine leather whip with a bendy wire, a spear, machete, revolver, crossbody bag, Sanskrit manuscript, and then this was awesome. 2 sets of Shankara stones, dormant and activated states. So it doesn't say anything about LED light up or light up at all, which would have been cool. But again, they would have, how would they? They would have something that they had engineer. It could have been as simple as maybe putting some rechargeable batteries in there, but then you have to develop the base for that. So it would have been nice. All that to say, it would have been nice, but I would take well painted Shankara stones also. So I mean, just looking at these photos, how they look inside the skull here. Yeah. So that's all that comes in both standard and deluxe. The deluxe, you add in this awesome, sick themed diorama base here with the skull, inspired by that scene in Temple of Doom where he's down below in the below the palace, the Bangkok Palace here, and he discovers like they were a cult or something, this dark religion that was taking place down there, or this cult. But anyways, that skull there, and then, so that's one side. The other side has the ladder, the broken ladder from towards the end of the film that goes with this look for Indy. And it's that base, man. When I was already impressed when I saw this announcement of the standard, but then when I saw later that the Hot Toys posted the deluxe version with this figure, oh man, I just lost my mind. I was like, holy shit, that looks awesome. And it does oh man, it was like a no-brainer for me. So needless to say, I dopoed this as soon as I was able to. from my retailer choice. And yeah, it just looks awesome. So I'll pause there. I have more stuff to cover. I will go over the previous indies that came out, and then like I said, the seamless bodies. But anyone has initial thoughts on this?
No, I scooped it up, and it says that was just a lying PO. Didn't have no question about it. Boom, boom, boom. And it says, and this is another thing that patience you can win with patience, and especially in this game, because I didn't think they were gonna go down this road. I think I was thinking that the older Indy was gonna be it, and it says, but look at, they pulled it off, and it says, and they pulled this one out. So yeah, I've been waiting for this one, some representation for Indiana Jones for a long time, and now it came through. So that was an easy pickup for me.
I'm with you. Look at this. Damn, that looks good, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, I
The
mean,
base
yeah, it's not-
kills it. Base
Right?
kills it. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. And I
You
forgot
have
to
them
add
standing on it. You can have them right there standing by it. You can have the other flip side. So yeah.
Yeah, right here, like this.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. That's just so awesome. Kind of similar to that Batfleck 2.0 base, where one side is just like the wall, the other
True.
side has like the ladder, or
True.
right? Yeah. That,
Yep.
yeah, that's awesome that Hot Toys is including stuff like that. You know, just especially because you can use it with like different figures. Probably the ladder side more so than the skull side, but still, man, yeah, that's just oh man, that is so
My
sick.
question is when he has his shirt off, what is the black spot on his right side?
That's where a short round burned him to snap him out of the trance.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got you.
Dr.
Got
Jones,
you.
yeah, I love
'Cause
you.
I see,
Yep.
yeah, because I only see that and then nothing else, and it's not like he's damaged. But now I remember. Correct.
Yep. Good call. Yeah. Xman.
Good one.
Good call.
Good detail.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, man. This one too, real quick. I was gonna go on the base. Speaking of bases, so in both the deluxe and the collector / standard version, they showed this base in the background. And I guess this is just something they just put in for added effect, because they don't show this in the list of accessories. It's like looks like a tree type of
Yeah, it's like tree
base,
bark.
but yeah,
Yeah.
right. So I'm not sure what. But just an FYI, I didn't see that in the description or in any other photos besides this. So I don't think that comes with this figure. So just something to keep in mind too if you're thinking.
And
about
that
this
also shows with Harrison Ford when we were talking about earlier. We're talking about Han Solo, and the Han Solo from Jedi to now the other Han Solo. How they kind of like upgraded on the face and the head sculpt, and now this one right here of Harrison Ford is it's to me it's 100%. This is
Yeah, this looks great. Yeah.
yeah, this doesn't skip a beat. It's right there. It's on point. And yeah, so they're with their Harrison Ford, I think they're learning, especially, going up with Han Solo and now this one. Perfect.
Yeah. Chef's kiss. Yeah, hopefully it stays. Again, there's probably some indie collectors out there, indie fans who can spot some inaccuracies here, but mind's eye to me, like, I think this looks great. I really don't see anything that's really standing out, red flags or bugging me.
Yeah. This is
The
key
only
thing.
thing-
This is young Harrison Ford. And that's what I was looking
Yeah.
for.
Yep. I will say, going back here, let me swap back here. One thing that actually I take that back. One thing that did stand out, but still it's not a deal breaker for me. I did notice, and maybe this might be accurate. Like the head seems a little bigger than the body here. But again, that might be accurate. I haven't done like a side by side.
It does look a little weird though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if there's some photoshopping here going on, because the body also looks kind of soft too here. It looks like there's some sort of something going on here. So I don't know. But it does say here on the right, small print. Be on the lookout for this, people. Prototype shown, final product may be slightly different. So again, that's something that Hot Toys and any company puts in their description for these figures, because that
I don't think
something hasn't changed along the way.
Yeah, if you want to get into accuracy, I don't think Harrison Ford was that buffed out. He wasn't cut up like that, but
Yeah, I heard
so
that.
be it. I mean, but with the shirt on and everything, and then it works.
Still looks really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Any other thoughts, Xman, on this, or you ready for those other photos?
No, this one, it's cool. It's not for me. The only Indiana Jones I'll consider adding to my collection is gonna have the whole package, right? He's gonna have the jacket, all of that. Like, I don't mind him being all, beat up, because he gets beat up. It just happens. Occupational hazard. But I would like a more, put together kind of outfit for him. Give him the jacket, give him the. I would like his hat to not be shiny.
Yeah.
But this is here we go, right? Like, is it worth it to not get it because of that? Probably not in this case. But maybe if you could like coat it with some like what you call it, the damp down the shininess of
Yeah,
it.
I forget what
kind
it's
of
called. But
weather
yeah,
it?
there's a spray you can buy to kind of
Yeah.
matte some items that are really shiny. Yeah, I forget. I have a spray like I have a can of that. I
Okay.
forget what it's called, but yeah.
So you're
Like some
looking
thin
for
varnish or something.
X. You're looking for the the Raiders look. He has the
Yeah, it
jacket,
doesn't have
he's
to
all
be. It doesn't
suited
have to
up.
be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like anything in particular. Just as long as he's got the jacket, really. Like he could
Yeah.
even be this guy with the jacket. I just
Okay,
really want the
alright.
jacket. I'm a jacket whore. I like a jacket.
He is, yeah.
Okay.
You forget, yeah. Xman's a
Yeah.
jacket guy, yeah. He has a
Yeah.
collective of jackets.
I like a good jacket.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
wow.
if you did get a jacket, because I was thinking about the same thing, separately. What about the shirt? You have to get him the shirt because this one's all red, correct? In every picture, he doesn't have a.
Yeah, but if the jacket's on, this is okay.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe
the
like-
front of it still looks okay.
Yeah, maybe you could button it up all the way. I don't know. Let me see. So
Or even if it's not buttoned, it's it's fine.
Okay.
I swear, man. Like, we got these figures coming out recently. We're buffing them all out. We're taking the shirts off, and I don't know, man. I'm
Yeah.
feeling some kind of way about it.
Yeah. Well, that ain't gonna go away here soon.
He's a
It's
good-looking man. He's a
comparison
good-looking man.
Yeah, I have heard other people express their wants for a jacket also, and again, I get that they're kind of wanting their ideal version of Indy or what they
Yeah.
deem their perfect Indy. So yeah, I definitely hear that, and we can. He did, yeah. Like some others pointed out, he didn't have that. He didn't have the jacket in this, so other people were speculating that maybe, myself included, that they may do another version of this, either kind of a clean quote unquote version of this Indy from this movie and/or Last Crusade, or maybe they might do both. So it's one of those things. It's like we'll sit and wait.
yeah,
Certain collectors kind of wait and see if they come out with that, or if you have a previous version of Indy, either from another company or Hot Toys, the Old Man Indy. Maybe you can, if you get this, you can use that jacket. That's what I'm planning on doing. So I have the old Man Indy.
Yeah.
I haven't tried removing that jacket, but and it may not fit correctly, but again, for me, I might be okay with it depending on how bad. Even if it doesn't, I'm like, it has to be way exaggeratedly off for me to be like, oh shit, that looks bad. I'm not doing that, but that's an option too. So throw the Old Man Indy jacket on, the Dial of Destiny jacket on this one, and yeah, bam, there you go. But yeah, like I said, I'm all about kind of different variants, things that kind of go from the non-typical figure looks or aesthetic. And so yeah, I love this. It's weird because I like Last Crusade. That's my favorite of the trilogy. But this look, I think I would prefer like just him beat up and gone through it, because it adds personality, it adds character to his character, right? So it just shows, and it was just like a memorable scene also. And so yeah, I'm sold on this one. I think I'm good with this and that Old Man Indy jacket, and I think I might be good. I say that now, but if they come out with like a Last Crusade version, that looks good as well. Depending on the base too, the diorama base, I might be set on that one. But yeah,
I would like to
Viking-
see him in the Raiders look.
Yeah, and we'll go over that here in a minute. I have some photos of that one.
Okay.
Viking, any thoughts on this one?
Every time I look at it, I'm getting closer and closer to ordering it. I really want an Indy. My personal choice would be Last Crusade. That's the one I want. Him and his dad in a 2-pack, just like J&D did. That's what I would like. That would be my ultimate shelf for Indy. Would be them two together. But I just love Indy so much. So this one is very close to coming home as well. I could, because it's just so different with him being sort of beaten up and sleeveless
Exactly.
and shirt ripped open. I could definitely see having this next to a clean version and it looking really good. Plus that display is just awesome.
Yeah, man.
And I didn't think that they could get a better likeness to Harrison over even the Han Solo they've just done, and yet I think this one's even better.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I would have to agree with
It's
you.
just
Again, this is
it's
the
just
prototype, though.
spot on. It is
Yeah.
the prototype.
True, it is. Yeah.
But I don't see it going. I don't think it's going to drop that much.
Yeah, it's one of those rare instances or cases where like it's so. Yeah, I agree. It's so good. Even if it does, I think like by a percent, 10% or whatever, if it's still close to it, I'm gonna still be happy with it. Man, this still looks.
Yeah.
The mass produced final product. Yeah, this looks good. And so another one of those cases, right? Like I always say, figure almanac. I know some collectors are either annoyed, frustrated, pissed that they bought the Dial of Destiny version, myself included, right? Because I wasn't sure if they were going to do this. But again, if we all had a figure almanac and, reference Back to the Future there, where we can go and see, okay, what figures coming out when, I'm sure we would have a lot more money and a lot less figures. And so it's just a gamble. It's part of that gamble we go through as collectors. So I'm personally keeping my Old Man Indy, though. Like I said, I can just kind of use parts, swap them between the two.
I still think Old Man Indy's really good.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Really,
yeah, that one, it does,
the
likeness for that one does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm definitely not arguing that. I know just some people who wanted, like you guys, some of you mentioned here on the panel, young indies, right? They wanted it young. And I said it too. I said it myself too. I think when I got that Dial of Destiny, when we were discussing on the stream, like I would have preferred a young indie, but I'm getting that one because again, had I known that this was coming out, then yeah, I would have skipped that and got this instead. But I mean, it is what it is. I understand that's part of the game. That's part of the hobby in general, from any company, not just Hot Toys. Multiple companies do that. So I accepted my fate, and I made my bed. I'm sleeping with it. So I'm keeping that figure, and I'm gonna get this one as well. So who's to say I may not get another indie if that one comes out also? Awesome as well. So let me address the chat here before we go on to the comparison photos here. The comparison of Harrison. No pun intended, Viking on you. Let's see here. Magnus here saying, I do like how Hot Toys enable troop building. I think it's supposed to be a troop building. Yeah, and that's another thing, right? People, there's those trooper collectors out there. Shout out to all you and your respect on your displays and just sticking with that. This display is looking great. Yeah, that's a lot of different troopers, so no shortage of that on your guys' front for your trooper collectors. Star Wars, referring to Star Wars troopers. Let's see here. Fig Poser adding, they have yet to make a perfect Toby, and they've had a few tries. Yeah, and I've heard that argument too. But again, going back to what we mentioned too, right? If people are still buying at the end of the day, and what Viking mentioned, if you still love that figure, that character, I should say, and you want that representation, it's kind of like, you be real with yourselves. Are you still gonna buy it? You have to be really strong and like devoted to not sticking to something, to not buying something. To prove your point, but then again, that's whether you're doing that solo or collectively, that makes a difference as well. So it's kind of one of those decisions you have to make within yourself there. Collection Obsessions adding, I find it curious that Hot Toys announced this Indiana Jones and Spider-Man within the same week that NR had their Terminator announcement and stream. Yeah, a conspiracy there on that one. Either way, I mean, I if that was the case, whatever the plan was, I think it worked because I was blown away by these announcements. Might have been the best announcements, go off the top of my head for the year. I don't have to go back and look at them all, but yeah. But thanks for coming through. I can't remember if I shouted you out earlier. Thanks for coming through, Collection Obsession. I hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Fortune Watching, and I skipped out on Old Man Indy because I just didn't connect with the last movie in the series. However, this movie, Temple of Doom, definitely presses the nostalgia button. Yeah, see, there you go. Another example. You took a gamble on that. You just didn't feel that connection. You're like, what, I'm gonna wait, and it paid off. So yeah, kudos to you and anyone else who did the same. Wellington's also adding, the fact that this new Indy head sculpt looks amazing, coupled with the new silicone body, makes it feel like a new and different figure to me. It's going to be a standout in my collection. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see here. Magnus also adding, I already had this ordered, Indiana Jones. Yep. Positive vibes, everyone, coming from the man himself, Justin McFly. What's up, man? Thank you for coming through. Yes, sir. Positive vibes all day, every day. I hope you're doing well, and happy New Year. New Year to you, good sir. Darth Drez also in the house. Look at that. Avatar, bam. It's just perfect timing here. Coincidentally, yes, this is the look for this film. Want the jacket, wait for Raiders. Yep, that's another thing people were mentioning too. Yeah. Some I've heard collectors say I'd rather have the Raiders look or Last Crusade like Viking mentioned, or I think Xman mentioned as well. So, yep. I will say, to be honest, it's not always a guarantee, but now that the chances are high now that we got this figure that Hot Toys could make those other versions from those other films. So the probability is there. It's just I will say just not always guaranteed, right? We know Hot Toys again and how they can skip some figures. Make certain figures and not others. Dark Drez also adding, thank you for joining, by the way, Dark Drez. Why would you want a Temple of Doom Indy with the jacket? He has it for like 5 minutes. The white diner jacket will be next. Yeah, that's what I was touching on earlier. Like, I think people understand, like, that's scene specific. For this one, he didn't have it, and so I personally get that. But yeah, if you want the jacket version, either you can take it from another figure or possibly wait till you get your perfect version of Indy for anyone. Let's see here. And Fig Poser adding, Feezy, the issue with boycotting is that the early 2000s is so ignored that it may send the wrong message about the already ignored era. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Again, that goes beyond not just collecting, but with other things. Like if, certain higher ups or execs may see certain numbers and they may get the wrong impression, the wrong idea. Like, okay, well, they're not buying it. They may not like it. So sometimes they're extreme like that. And I've seen that happen in like industries or areas outside of collection, right? Where like they just don't get the idea. They don't pick up on it. And, a lot of people have used that same argument for like, Marvel movies, like in the MCU, like the writing, or even Star Wars, right? Like they take different ideas or different approaches on what people are not liking or not enjoying, and they kind of run with it like the opposite direction, or they interpret it differently. So yeah, that's definitely true, Fig Pools. All that to say, yeah. And that's why I think it's important too, to not just quote unquote boycott, but also voice your critiques and your criticism to let them know exactly why you don't like something. Yep. All right. So going on to appreciate all your thoughts here and your comments and your feedback here in the chat also, for sure. Because again, you guys could be doing anything else, but you're spending your time here with us. So much love, much appreciated to you all, including you here in the panel. All right. So I mentioned comparing the bodies here. Sorry, Xman, I know you were questioning this, but there you go. It's not over with yet. So here you go. Yeah, I did a little bit on this on the TVA jacket Wolverine on one of my previous Hot Talks, but yeah, and it's back again. Yeah, I know, but just look at it for what it is here. So comparing the silicone bodies, like I said, I was also curious on whether this was the same body or not. And after looking at it a little more, I don't think it is. There's like the musculature, like in the abs, seem to be a little different there. But again, the Indy photo for his body seems to be soft. Like might have been some photo editing on it. So I don't know. But what do you guys think on the? They don't look to be the same, right?
No, it's a very clear difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You look at the lats, look at the traps.
Right,
just the abs alone are very, very like Hugh's got a lot more going on there.
Yeah.
And he's got those little side cuts too, coming off the wings that Indy doesn't have, because he doesn't have the wings.
And look at the belly button. Indy's belly button's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
so,
that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it will be different. But again, this says, according to this photo, it's just a prototype. So we'll see if it actually ends up coming out looking like this TVA jacket Wolverine or not, or if they end up just stick with a different body. Either way, they both have inner metal skeletons. That's par for the course for Wolverine there, being Logan, being Wolverine himself. But yeah, Indy also has a metal skeleton. So if you had any concerns about that, I would push those aside for that. It's just a matter of how the seamless body is going to come out in the end. Yep. So that's
one thing though.
Yep, go for it.
I've been noticing lately with the wrist game, like when they did the She-Hulk figure, because she has bare arms and just hands and nothing there, but they did the thing where they have the hands going over the wrist and they kind of like push back down onto it so it covers up, but now they've got this thing going with Wolverine, and I'm seeing it here with this prototype with Indy, where you've got where you've got like the skin
Skin
sleeve going on,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
fucking gross, dude. Like I don't like that's not. I don't know why they abandoned the hand cup, I guess you want to call it, maybe.
Yeah.
But that was a good idea. They need to bring
So, like-
that back. Like, look at that wrist. That looks awful. And I know this is just a prototype, but look at the
Yeah.
Wolverine figure too in people's reviews.
Yeah.
It's not looking great. That is not. That's some Fison shit, and that's why I don't buy Fison, because I don't want hands that look like that on the wrists. So that's a bit of a problem, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking, I've heard other people kind of critique that as well with other figures, and it's kind of, I don't really see how else you can hide that. Like either way, there's going to be a seam. I mean, yeah, I see
there's
what
going to
you're
be a
saying with the skin
seam,
sleeve.
but like I said with She-Hulk, her hand went over that, so at the very least, you didn't have that weird bulge happening, you know?
Oh, from the joint.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
where
I
it just kind of like buckles up. It just ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one because I don't know. I can't remember. I have that figure, but I just have it posted up in the display. How's the articulation on that with the wrists in that situation?
Oh, it's great. Now, to be fair, it does have its downsides because if you want to move the hand, it does help to pull it out a little bit, and it's engineered to do that. Where it's almost like the up and down hinge for the shoulder, like it kind of pulls out and it's still attached, so you can move it and then push it back down, and it's good. And maybe it's also a function of just the posing here too, because I have noticed with my She-Hulk, if I'm not careful, then I do get a little bit of the skin sleeve look if I'm not paying attention to, getting it down just right. So it could be that too. I could be totally wrong. They maybe just aren't paying attention to it. But I hope that's the case, because
Yeah, no, I think there's some figures that have that where like the wrist pegs have multiple like ridges, the ones that go inside the forearm, and you can kind of extend them or push them all the way to kind of add different looks. So yeah, you're right on that. I can't remember if She-Hulk had that, so I'll take your word for that. But
the flesh fighter look ain't it.
Yeah, the long sleeve flesh shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
The long flesh sleeve.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's hard to. And then the hands, you're gonna have that contrast with plastic and the silicone. So, it's just tough to get around. I don't see how like they can. It's gonna be like it's gonna stick out either way, one way or the other.
Yeah, just as long as the bulge isn't there. The bulge is the worst part. As long as they can cover that up, that's fine.
Yeah, you can't really like to your point. Yeah, you can't really see it here, like that wrist ball joint. bulge. Yeah,
and like the difference between plastic and rubber or silicone, you can't do anything about that. But
exactly.
The bulge that can be fixed. That needs to not be there.
Yeah, it would have to be like a smaller ball joint then to kind of hide it more, so it's covered
or something. Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think I agree with that. It'd be better if it was like less pronounced, that ball joint in general on the wrist. All right, so going back to the comparison photos here. So, like I mentioned, there's been 2 previous indies that had come out prior to this, unless I missed one. So you guys let me know here in the panel in the chat on the mess. But I think so. This makes the 3rd one in total. So the first one was the DX05 from Raiders of the Lost Ark, 2011 here on the far left. In the middle, you have the MMS 716/717 from Dial of Destiny. That's the old man indie that we keep referencing. That was released last year as well. And then now this newest one, Temple of Doom, MMS 861, set to come out next year, 2027. And kind of looking at this again, again, the improvements, like we always say over the years, the one on the far left, now that I'm looking at it here and now, it kind of seems like it has like a somewhat of a resemblance to Keanu Reeves a little bit, mixed with like Harrison Ford. How does that just me?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like maybe it's like the darker slider, like darker eyebrows and the mustache. I don't know.
Now, out of hats, what about the hat, X?
I like that it's not shiny. I like that it's more fabric. This is removable, I'm assuming.
It looks like it.
Yeah, no. So this one, let me switch over. So I did get the accessories. So here's the full figure, comparing all the accessories for the 3. And the Raiders of the Lost Ark one does come with a swap out hairpiece, right? So apparently I don't have the figure, so I don't know, and I haven't seen reviews on this. So you guys in the chat or here, let me know. But it seems like you can just remove the head, but obviously that leaves that gap there. And then there's like a separate hair piece that he comes with that you can swap it out with for that. Because I know you can also put on this. He has like this shawl type of headdress type of deal. That's, I don't know if you can see this.
Oh,
on the bottom
yeah.
left. That's one of the accessories, so that you can put that over his head. And I think it was for that reason. So that's a good way to do it. Like, have a swap out. Because I know you have to, right? That's another thing too. If you have the hat removable, then the hair has to be styled away, or the hat internally has to make it so like it fits properly. Otherwise, it won't sit right. And so like the next, I guess a good option would be like the swap outs. But then you're gonna have some sort of seam around there on this hairline somewhere for that.
Just
so
give him,
again,
give him two heads. One with the hat.
Yeah, there you go.
without
That's
the hat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, they did two heads with Beetlejuice, both with wool hair. So there's no reason they couldn't do that here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's a great solution. I agree. I have to swap out head sculpts there. But yeah, like I said, just comparing the two, a lot of people mentioned possibly waiting for a Raiders of the Lost Ark. Hot Toys did give us one, like I just mentioned, 2011. Is that right? Yeah. And this one actually came with the idol. A lot of people mentioned the idol on top of that base there, that infamous scene, where he does a swap out with the bag of sand. Like when you grab it and it feels like a bag of sand. But yeah, he's like multiple hands in the whip and everything. So comparing all the accessories between the two, and the bases here from the Dial of Destiny and this Temple of Doom, the lower part of the base, they look to be the same, just different colorations. And it looks like they just swapped out the skull on the Temple of Doom. For the Dial of Destiny, just has like this one wooden piece of wood sticking out with some like rope tied around it. So yeah, there's like some differences there on that. But yeah, for the most part, you pick and choose, right? Your Dial of Destiny or your Temple of Doom. You got some options, and we may get some more in the future. Whether that'll be a Raiders 2.0, I don't know. I'm thinking it might be from Last Crusade, because that's one they haven't done yet. If we're going off these previous two, they haven't done a 2.0 yet, it looks like. So if they're going to stick with this pattern, that doesn't mean they're going to. I'm just speculating here. I'm guessing they may do a Last Crusade, and then after that one, they may kind of go back and do Raiders again. I don't know. Kind of similar to, the reason I think that is also because we looked at the Leias when Bush Leia came out. The latest one, Leia Organa from Return of the Jedi. We looked at the previous Leias. They hadn't done a 2.0 of Leia. They did just different versions, different looks from different movies, but there was no like direct 2.0 of a certain version of Leia. So that was kind of interesting, right? So that could be the case here. I don't know, or it could not be. They could just do Raiders 2.0, but I don't know. We shall see. So hopefully you guys holding out, you get the version that you want, your jacketed version. I know Xman's in that camp as well, waiting for his perfect Indy. I think Xman mentioned, or Viking, I think you mentioned that as well, right? You guys any thoughts on these comparisons in general, either the head sculpts or to the figure themselves?
It's incredible how far we've come in quality. I think it's just it's insane how good we do. Like, I know we go into these figures sometimes, but the quality is there. It's insane how good they're getting, and every year they seem to just be getting better and better.
It's just so weird that how they can, just like Harrison said, they build up. Now this year, these couple years, it's getting better and better and better. But there's some figures or some actor or actresses, everybody has a tough time pinpointing it. And I give that to Wonder Woman in the sense that some people, it's hard to hit on key, and that's even with NR2. We were just speaking about NR earlier. And it's something that has something to do with, I don't know, their likeness or their head sculpt or something, that they can get close, but not close enough. But this one's on point, even with Old Man Indy and with Temple of Doom Indy. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna step away for a minute, but yeah, you guys continue the conversation, and I'll be right back. But yeah, go ahead and other thoughts just on anything we've discussed so far. I'll be right back.
Yeah, this guy's solid. This guy's really good. You gotta look for something to complain about with this.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, this is a really well done figure. and I'm looking forward to seeing what else they do, because they like to do more than just the one time with the one guy. So I imagine they're gonna do a 2.0 of Raiders, and they're probably gonna do the Last Crusade, and that will be cool to see because they're gonna nail it.
Well,
I
the
reckon
Last
they'll leave
Crusade, you
Raiders
think
to last.
They do, yeah. They'll probably wait to Raiders to last. But you
I
think
think
for
so.
Crusade they're gonna do the dad?
I hope so. But I don't think they
Yeah,
will.
nice.
But I hope so. But I mean, when was the last 2-pack? Like proper 2-pack, not like a Mando and Grogu or Deadpool and Baby Paul and Kid
I
Paul
don't think
and,
they'll
do you
do
know
a
what
2-pack again.
I haven't.
Like,
I haven't seen a 2-pack for
Yeah.
a long time.
like we don't see quarter scales anymore either.
No, not often. No.
Mm.
But like we know for sure that, well, at least at one point recently, Sean Connery's license was attainable
Okay.
because they have that who was it? Was it Queen Studio? Not Queen Studios.
Andy.
Those fuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
They-
the statue. Yeah, so
Yeah.
so we know that it's attainable. So, at least at that point in time it was, and it probably still is. Who
Yeah,
knows?
but that'd be a nice score to get the dad, and Indy in that movie. Both of them, you're not gonna get them in a 2-pack, but separately. But yeah, it'd be a good pickup.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think I might be tempted by that as well if they did a 2-pack of from the Last Crusade, Jones Senior and
Yeah,
Junior. That
Sean
would be
Connery.
cool, yeah, because like I
Mhm.
said, yeah, that's my favorite of the trilogy. But so yeah, depending on how they come out, how they look. So that could be in the cards. Let me address the chat here before we go on. 14 well to say, I guess there's no other word than bulge to describe the extra silicone at the wrist joint. No, that's it. Just that one. Yeah, I checked. I looked it up. I Googled it. It said bulge. Yeah. Referring to the wrist. Yeah. Oh, man. Let's see here. Darth Drez saying, I got old Indy. Crap film, great figure. Yeah, I think that seems to be consensus. It's either between that or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or Dial of Destiny. I noticed how we didn't really mention those other two movies. We're only talking about, like, in our vacuum, only the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Raiders, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade, which that seems to be the case for a lot of collectors. Yeah. Yeah. I started watching this, by the way, Temple of Doom last night, because once this figure was announced, I just had the theme song stuck in my head, specifically from the part where they were down below in the caves, and he came across the kids, and he was helping them escape. Yeah, just that song has been stuck in my head. Great score, yeah. And so I started watching it last night. Temple of Doom. Yeah. Let's see. We got Mafia in the house. 6 scale Mafia. What's up, Mafia? What up, dudes? Happy Sunday. More sorting and unpacking. Oh man, I do not envy you. I've done that multiple times, and a lot of us have, and that does suck. But you got the hard part over, right? You moved everything. I think that's like probably the most annoying part. And now it's like how long it'll take you to unpack. Sometimes it takes months. You kind of draw it out because you're already settled in. You're like, all right, I'll get to it when I get to it. Yeah, but hopefully that goes quicker for you, man. Mafia's also adding some present toys that are a decent Indy too a couple of years ago. Yeah, a lot of people have mentioned that and they like that one as well. I personally didn't get that, but I heard people were happy with that one as well. Again, options and preferences. That's another example that is out there for collectors. Let's see here. Yeah, Magnus. See, yeah, Magnus picked up on that. Bag of sand, like in 40-year-old version. Yep, that's exactly what I was referencing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to pick that up there, Magnus. Yeah.
Hard.
Hard, yeah. Collection Obsessions adding their thought on which one they'd rather have. I'd rather have a Last Crusade Jones Jr. Senior before a Raiders 2.0 figure. Yep, there you go. That seems to be his ideal Indy set of figures there. Let's see. In art, what? Imagine I'm asking. In art, Wonder Woman hasn't come out yet, right? No, not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen anything on that yet.
No, not for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Darth Driz adding. Yeah. There are only 3 indie films. The others are bad fanfic. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah. And Mafia seconding. Seconding. Yeah. let's see here what else. But yeah, I couldn't gush enough about this in our chats. And still, man, yeah, I agree with you guys. It just looks so good. So, yeah, Dopo for me. Now, oh yeah, I forgot to. I don't know if I mentioned this. I did say the whip, but the holster is also made of genuine leather. So that's awesome. It says, I think in the description, the holster and the belt.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the holster can it carry the gun, because it looks like it doesn't have a gun in there.
I wanna say it does. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm
assuming
some photos. Yeah, exactly right. Because he does have it here. And,
yeah, it looks like it's always flat. It's just carrying, but he does have a gun. So.
Yep. Indy's got a gun.
Yeah. So it doesn't look like it. I looked through it also. I said,
okay, yeah. So yeah, I hope it does. I mean, if it doesn't, that wouldn't.
Yeah, I hope it fits in there.
Man, that display, I can't get over that display base with the Shankara stones.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they give you 2 sets too, not just I say 2 and I hold it 3, 2 sets of the stones, man. That's just so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they don't light up as of now, but that's just so badass that they did that. Right? They could have just very well just threw in one, like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't cost a lot, but still, like the fact that they did that, I appreciate for one. Again, options, man. Oh, damn, that's so badass.
Mm-hmm.
So badass.
You can make them light up. You know, it's a 3D print and a drill away.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point. I'm sure. Yeah, there's definitely people out there. We all know that they kind of do some modifications or make those accessories. You know, people always reference Etsy or just eBay, kind of go and make their own thing, and you know, they feel in that need that the certain toy companies don't fulfill. Jacket included too. I know some people mentioned you can probably get a jacket from someone, either Taupe. I heard Topo thrown out there. And I know
shoot, yeah,
done that as well. They've for like some of the different Batman. Our Iron Man, they give you like certain clothes, certain suits that other companies aren't doing. So that maybe they can come through for a jacket for.
There's a dude on Instagram. He does 6-scale saddlery. He does stuff like that. You can get a leather jacket from that guy.
I haven't bought anything from Instagram, but that's another good one too. Yeah. Stuff on Instagram as well. Yeah.
They were talking about him yesterday.
Have you had good experiences, any of you, from buying from people from Instagram?
I mean, 1/6 saddlery, I've used him before.
Okay.
Yeah, in 1/6 scale, I haven't bought anything extra really from anybody outside of like the one present toys, you know, John Cena sculpt, and that was from Kit. So
for Peacemaker.
I don't really have a whole lot of experience doing that, but I'm about to find out.
Yep. Yeah, so that could be a thing too. So yeah, maybe if you're on the fence, hold off and see if someone else makes those accessories that you're wanting. But yeah, like going back to what Xman was saying, that could be a thing someone could do. I know obviously there's Fusion Reactor, and I forget the other one. They do aftermarket LED lightsabers and other kits. So maybe they might come up with doing some LED Shankara stones. I know one of them, I forget which one, but they did a lantern, an LED lantern for Ahsoka, I believe, right, for the Ahsoka, the Mandalorian Ahsoka, where she came with the battery powered lantern, and I think one of them did a LED a cable powered one, a USB powered one. So yeah, that could be a thing too. I might have to pick that up, whoever makes it, if they do it well. Because man, having that added effect, can you imagine having this like this, and then those LED, you just walk in the room, it's dark, and you just see those Shankara stones lighting up, like pulsating, like they do in the man, that would be so good. Oh man, yeah, that would be so. Oh man, I'm just like, I give myself goosebumps thinking about it. Wow, damn, now I really want that. That'd be so sick. Yeah. Mortemum. Yeah, damn, this movie's so good. All right. Let's see here. 6L Mafia is saying, my problem is that, just my opinion, is that just like the Batman 89 2.0, I feel like I'm not going to use this base. Yeah, no, I definitely hear that too. I know you and other collectors mentioned this as well, myself included, right? Space, we're all talking about space, and as sick as that display looks, yeah, some of us realistically aren't just going to use that, or any base that big for that matter. So yeah, I definitely hear you on that one, man. I do like the option though. Yeah, you're probably right. I may not use it too much, but once I start doing figure photography or just having like little mini displays on my like a coffee table or something, or my own like man cave, have it displayed for like a week or something. It's just for me, it's just that base is just too sick to pass up, man. I need to get it. It's badass. Yeah. Here, he confirms here. Mafia saying it's badass. If space wasn't a factor, I'd rock it. Yeah, man. Exactly. Yep. Point taken right there. Profi, Darth Profi in the house. What's up, Profi? AKA Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Profesoro, I use this base all day if I were to get this figure. There you go, man. Yeah. This, you got to use it in some capacity, I think. So whether how long you have it out, pause, depends on, like what your display is or how you want to get this displayed. But all right. Anyone got any more gushing or thoughts on this Indy? If not, fellas, we got through them all, man, and we're under 3 hours. So yeah, a little bit longer than I thought. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we've dragged it on 4 figures, but we've got through it. But to be fair, we've had a lot of good discussions. I think that were good to have. That I thought was good to have. So I enjoyed it either way. But how are you guys feeling up for around Feezy's 20?
I've got to go, unfortunately.
Okay. No, no worries.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Thank you.
No, before I throw it to Xman and Mike, anything you want to shout out or plug? Of course, Viking Collectibles. I'll have his link in the description below to his IG and his other social media. But anything else you want to plug in the meantime, Viking?
Yeah, no, thank you for having me as always. Yeah, find me on my Instagram. We'll do some photography. I'm hoping to do some more. I just have not got around to doing it. Find me on 16 Figure Focus, Hope Show, and Movie Canon on Friday. So yeah, and obviously we got Massive Manos coming up if I'm on it.
Yeah. TBD. Yeah, that's still
January 17th. Me and Jim going up against each other with the rom-coms. So it should be good.
On the Hope Show, that's on Mondays, correct?
Yeah, that's on Monday. Yeah.
16 Figure Focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 Figure Focus.
Cool.
All right. Yeah. Well, thanks again, Viking. I'll let you get out of here because I don't want to drag it out too long for you. But yeah, have a good night, good sir. Thanks again, and I'll catch you in the chat,
much. Yeah, have a good evening, everyone. See you later.
Take care. Have a good week.
Later. Yeah. So like I said, I'll have his description. Or link in the description below. Check out his stuff. Show him some love if you like what he does. Yeah, he also has some great photos on there too. So yeah, Maso Menos 16 Fixes channel, a friend of the channel. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. January 17th. That's like he mentioned, their topic is gonna be rom-coms. So I'm really curious and interested to see what figures are that they're gonna promote or present for rom-coms. That's gonna be an interesting one there. All right, so Xman Supreme. King Churro, how are you guys feeling? You guys want to enjoy the rest of your Sunday? No pressure to stay and do Feezy's 20. Feezy's 20, we can always pick it up next time.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm good. You're gonna have to clue me in because I don't know. This is the first time I'm doing it.
Oh, is it? Okay, I thought you did it before. Okay. Let's see. All right, so actually give me a second. I'm gonna have to pick another figure here now that Viking is gone. Let's see here. I want to make sure that's one that you guys can get. I don't want to make it too hard for you guys. It's always tough, right? Because when I do Feezy's 20, I try to pick something that my guess not too easy, but something that I think they can get.
So
and it's easier 20, if they have more. Yep.
With the 20, we're trying to guess a figure or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically 20 questions. Have you played 20 questions before?
I mean, from the police.
So you basically have, you have 20 yes or no questions to ask me to guess what the figure that I've selected is, and so there's they have to be yes or no questions, and so it's more like technically 19 questions, and then your final question needs to be your guess. You have to be careful though, because if you guess and it's wrong, then you lose. So if you guess too early and it ends up being wrong, then you lose. Lose the game. Okay. Game over, man. So yeah, you gotta try to narrow it down as much as you can until you're sure that you know what the figure is. You can't ask any questions like, does it rhyme with, certain?
No
does
questions.
it rhyme with this, or does it sound like this? Yeah, nothing like, or does it start with this letter? Nothing like that. Honor system. So don't look at the chat. So switch over to the private chat, and of course, no Googling, no internet searching. This is all just between you guys.
Okay.
Chat, if you have suggestions for questions for my panelists, feel free to throw those out there, and I'll bring those up for them so the chat can help you guys. I won't bring up their guesses, though. If they have guesses, I won't bring those up because obviously that kind of be a spoiler there, because I can't monitor if the chat's looking up anything or not. So just kind of keep it on the honor system there. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of anything else I got. I think that's pretty much. Oh yeah, it is a Hot Toys figure, a released Hot Toys figure. Let's see here. Yeah, and I think that's it. Am I missing anything, Xman? I think that covers it, right?
Do we get a year or anything?
Oh nope, that's part of the fun.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know it's a released Hot Toys figure, and then sorry, let me see here.
Okay.
We gotta narrow it down.
Yeah, you guys gotta ask yes or no questions to narrow it down. Let me see here. Give me 1 minute. Actually, you guys do your thing here while I search something up here.
Okay.
We're basically gonna spend our time trying to narrow the search, choosing what parameters we want to use to narrow it. Like if we want to, well, yeah, you'll see it as we do it.
But we work
It's
on it
pretty-
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll deliberate a little bit as we ask questions. Do we want to ask if it's like a male character, or do we want to ask if it's from a certain time period? Like I asked one time if it was within like the last 5 years, and I got lucky because it happened to be. But stuff like that.
All right.
Okay.
I got it. Yeah, and then you can't ask questions like I forgot to tell this. You can't ask questions like general questions like, is it an Iron Man or is it a Batman? I'll count that, but then you have to narrow it down to which specific version, right? Because there's a bunch of Iron Man, like we just established, there's like 84 different suits, according to Beam's research. So you have to narrow it down. That just will help you narrow it down to an Iron Man. So, all right. Let me bring up the questions or numbers here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Okay. Feezy's 20. Whenever you're ready, let's do this. Go ahead and start when you're ready.
Okay, so where do you think we should start, Mike? We want to try and narrow down the time frame, or maybe like the genre, if it's like a movie or a TV show or something, or
Let's start with the time frame first.
okay.
Okay.
What are we feeling as far as like, do we want to how wide? Like, you want to say like in the last maybe
Last month.
oh goodness.
No, I guess we have to do the years. So I mean, I don't know how far in years can you do? Say last year.
I don't know.
Last year is
It's rolling the
2025.
dice, because it could
You might not even be in that year.
yeah, it could be 2 years, it could be 20 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you want to try to narrow it down to something that'll help you guys, right? So again, this is any released Hot Toys figure, Mike. So it could be from when they started to now, technically to like the most recent. So anything within there, and you want to try to think of some questions. Like I said, I'll chat if you want to help them out. I'll bring up your suggestions as well to help them narrow.
Maybe let's do the time frame a little bit later when we have something a little more, like we have a better idea. Like maybe we can start with, but maybe we can start with if it's a movie or something like that. If it's a movie or if it's a TV show, I don't know. Which do you prefer?
Yeah. I mean, we can pinpoint if it's a movie or a TV show.
Okay.
Is that
So,
okay?
oh yeah. So we'll ask, is it from a movie?
Okay. Is it from a movie?
No.
No. Okay.
Yes.
So then I guess let's continue down that line. Maybe. Is it from a TV show
TV show.
or a whatever the show is on Disney Plus or whatever the shows are?
Yes.
It's from a show. Okay.
Show.
So
Genre?
now there are different genres of shows too, aren't there? It could be animated or it could be live action.
Fellas, real quick, you have some assistance, ladies and gentlemen. Just entered into the stream. We have S-Beam. S-Beam, what's up?
Oh, the king of guessing.
Yes.
Superior Beam. Yeah, you got the cavalry came in. You got some support here.
Yes.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can
Okay,
hear
good.
you. Yeah, so far so good.
All right. I'm at work, so I figured I'd pop in.
All
Nice.
Are you able to help
Thank
these
you.
guys out a little bit?
A little bit.
All right, what do you
Yeah,
think
I-
is a good question to ask right now, Beam?
Well, where are we at right now?
So
18.
So
Not
It's-
it's not from a movie, and it is from a TV show. That's the two
Yep.
questions they've asked so far.
Oh, so it's a CMS. No, TMS.
could be. Oh yeah, TMS. Yeah.
Well, we could narrow it down to Marvel shows, Star Wars shows. Is it
Mhm.
Disney property? You know.
Yeah. I like that. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
Is it a Marvel show?
No.
All right.
Ooh.
Is it? Can we ask him if it's Star Wars or
Yeah, sure.
is it Star Wars? Is it from Star Wars show?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Ooh, so it's Mando or Ahsoka
Or Clone Wars.
or Clone Wars.
Well,
Yep.
wasn't the question that you were talking about? X is like, is it animated or is it live action?
Yeah, we could do that route because that would confirm one or the other. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is it animated show?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Not animated. So we've got
Live
Ahsoka,
action.
we've got Book of Boba Fett, we've got Mando, Andor.
Yes.
Released.
Released.
Oh yeah, that's been released from Andor. So it's one of the other three. Okay. So what would be a good question? Well, we could just ask the shows. Honestly, we've got so many questions left. Yeah, which show do we want to start with?
Let's add Mando
Yeah.
and see if it's Mando or not.
That's what I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah.
Is it from Mando?
Yes.
All right.
Mm.
All right. There's a bit of a dearth of figures there.
Ash, I don't know if this is a sarcasm or not, but Ash saying, "Oh yay, this game," or it could be, "Oh yay, this game," with some applause in there. So I don't know which one that is. Ash, but
We'll go with the
either
second
way-
one. We'll go with the second.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, since it's the world's favorite game. Yeah, the world's.
All right. So since it's from The Mandalorian,
Wellington had the same thought. Is this figure from Star
most of
Wars?
those figures are from are Mandalorians themselves, right?
Well,
With the
there's
exception of
multiple
Ahsoka.
Mandos. There's an Ahsoka. There is Troopers. There's Boba Fett. There's Queel.
Mm-hmm. Well, can we ask him if it's a male or female?
Well, that would just rule out Ahsoka.
And Casca Reeves and Bo-Katan.
Oh, yep, that's true.
Should we ask that or no?
We could ask if they have Mandalorian armor.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Yep.
do that. Do they have Mandalorian armor?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so it is.
Now we can narrow it down to male or female.
Yeah. So is it a male character?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So it could be Mando himself. It could be Axe Woves. It could be that. It could be Boba. It could be Heavy Mando.
Heavy Mando, yep.
You got
But now there are two different versions of Heavy Mando. One is called Heavy Mando, and the other one is called I can't think of his name right now. His ancestor made the dark saber.
Yeah, I just froze on it too.
Crap. Any other day I know this. What is the name of the family? Starts with a P.
Oh, Paz Vizsla. That's his
Paz
name.
Vizsla. There we go. It was Tar Vizsla that made the dark saber. Okay, yeah. And
it could be.
Vizsla.
It could be that other. Bad guy.
the Death Watch.
Yeah.
Could be Death Watch.
It could be Giancarlo too, because he had a Mandalorian style helmet.
It could be him, yeah. All right, let's see.
Gideon. We could ask if the armor has blue on it. If that would then rule out that other guy and Paz.
Yeah, let's do that. So is the armor blue?
No.
Okay, not blue armor. Okay. So it's either Boba or Mando.
Now, should we put down hero villain?
Well, they're both. They both kind of exist in both, don't they?
Well,
we still got to guess the right version, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
So let's rule out one or the other of those two guys. Is it a Boba Fett figure?
No.
Okay, so it is Mando.
Well, is it a Din Djarin? We can ask that.
Yeah, might as well. Is it Din Djarin?
No.
Not Din Djarin. Not Boba. Doesn't have blue. Who else is there?
Real quick, while you guys are thinking, ladies and gentlemen, from the
It's
chat
not Din.
to the panel, we got another special guest joining us, ladies and gentlemen, Darth
Oh,
Rofi.
no.
Rofi, the Star Wars dude.
Where'd he go?
I was gonna say, man,
Rofi,
I feel bad for listening to you guys trying to guess this character, man. So I need to know what. I figure you guys need some Star Wars help, man. So
Hell yeah.
Where are we at? Where are we at right now?
Well, it's
All right,
not
let me
Din.
recap here.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. Okay, so it's a TV show, Star Wars TV show. So obviously ruling out.
So
not Marvel,
the last that I got is from the Mandalorian, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's from Yep.
Okay, so
Mandalorian
what are we,
armor.
Okay, Mandalorian
Not
armor.
blue armor. Not
blue
Fett,
armor. Not Boba Fett.
Din Djarin.
Yeah, it's not Din, it's not Boba. And it's a male character. That leaves only one that I can think of.
Moff Gideon was the only one that actually wore the modified Mandalorian armor.
That's the one I can think of, yeah.
Moff Gideon is one. Grogu's another one, I think. Did he get the armor yet?
No, he doesn't have a figure with armor.
Okay, he has armor. I could have sworn I saw something with him with armor. It could have been fan art. Off the top of my head.
And it's released.
Released.
Yeah, it's got to be Gideon.
Dahlia Meyer was also throwing out, suggesting a villain. Evangelium is the figure of Mandalorian. Yep. I think around the time you guys were kind of suggesting that.
We could just ask if the armor is black then.
Wait. You asked if the figure is Mandalorian or a Mandalorian?
No, we asked him if he has Mandalorian armor.
Not an actual Mandalorian itself.
No.
Right. Because Boba is technically not a Mandalorian.
So then maybe just to be sure, can we ask if the character is Imperial or not?
Okay, yeah, that works too.
Instead of just going for the direct answer, what if the character is Imperial? Then that will actually narrow it down.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Is it Imperial?
No.
Saved you guys. All right.
Who the hell else? Oh, I know. It's so obvious now. There's only one other guy who's carried Mandalorian armor in the Mandalorian show who's not a Mandalorian.
Cobb Vanth, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's Boba's armor.
Yep. Sneaky.
Oh, that's true.
But just to be sure,
is the person of Mandalorian descent? How about that?
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Is it?
Oh
What,
shit!
is,
Wait. No, because Din Djarin wasn't originally from Mandalorian descent either.
but he was a
Damn.
foundling, though.
He is a foundling. Yeah, you're right.
Was the character accepted as Mandalorian? That works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
or is the character originally, no, not originally. Did the character ever reside on Mandalore, or did the character ever, or is the character currently on
Jin,
Jakku?
no.
I feel so sure about it, but is there anything at all that we could be
Yes.
missing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Not-
it's a male character, right?
Male
Mhm.
character.
Male. Yeah,
Male
here we
character.
go. I'll recap for you. Yeah, male, not blue armor, not Boba Fett, not Din Djarin, not Imperial. Has Mandalorian armor from the Mandalorian show.
A figure that's been released.
Currently has or had Mandalorian armor.
Well, it's just the figure itself. So the figure was released with the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm thinking about the actual character in regards to the timeline right now because he currently doesn't have it, but that figure that you're talking about does have it.
Yeah, that's the only other one that I can think of.
Okay. Well, he did. He came with a ball of Spotchka, didn't he? I'm trying to think of accessories now. What if you can narrow
Oh,
down
you know
to that?
what? You know what? We can ask if it was a sheriff. Was he a sheriff? We can ask him that.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So was the character a sheriff?
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
You got it. You got it.
There it is.
Go ahead,
Man, that was hard to get to, though.
Dave. You got it, Dave. You got it, Dave. Because
All right. So is it Cobb Vanth?
Let me see here. Let me get my
Let me see.
effects.
No.
What are you
I can't believe it took us this long to get
Oh,
to.
bro.
I
There
can't
we
believe
go.
it took us this long to think about Cobb Vanth.
Oh, yep. And you got it. Yeah, it is Cobb Vanth. Bam, you guys got it from the Mandalorian.
Good job,
Nice.
Floss.
Round of applause there. Yeah, man. That was tricky there, but you guys got there. TMS. What is this one? 84. Yeah, TMS 84 here. Yeah, this a lot of people seem to have forgotten about this one. They didn't really talk about it too much, but yeah.
I have
good
yet to
looking
open
figure.
mine.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Mine's been sitting boxed up for the longest time, so I'm just waiting on my display cases. When they arrive, I think I'm gonna crack them open.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's gotta be a good feeling when that happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Along with
14
a bunch of
Wellington
other
was on the
figures in
right
their
track.
display.
14
was on
Wellington. Nice.
Yeah, he had that. I think right before the light went on X-Men's head. I think 14 Wellington had that. Is it Cobb? So you got it. Yeah, good job, 14. Good job, panelists. Man, you guys got it. Yeah, Cobb.
Nice.
Man, the sheriff.
Timothy Chalaphant.
So,
Yeah, thanks
Chalaphant.
for the help,
Yeah.
Beam and Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Oh no, you guys did it. You guys, I
Yeah,
came
mostly.
late, so I'm not taking anything.
yeah, but congrats again, fellas. All right, that was that. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, appreciate y'all for coming through. Beam, Profis, appreciate you guys
Yes.
jumping on here for whenever you could, for as little time as you're able to. We'll start with you guys. Go around the clock as usual. I'll have their links in the description and/or friends of the channel. You know, their channel, their links are there as well. But anything else you want to shout out in addition to that, Beam?
No. Well, we're doing that tournament for Figure of the Year.
Yeah,
Um,
dude.
I got In Art and Hot Toys in there, so be doing those. Thanks, shout out to Profi for kind of the idea there, because he started that stuff. So I figured I'd do that too. And his list, I think his list is different than mine too. So go watch Profi's tournament too. But yeah, just hit that like button for Feezy. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video. Good stuff over on Feezy's channel, and then live tomorrow for Collector's Figure Season 5, start of Season 5, and then Friday on Geos.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Thanks again, Beam. Yeah, no worries if you have to drop off or if you want to stay till the end. Either way, it's all good. Thank you jumping on. And yeah, like I said, link will be in the description and or friends of the channel to S Beam's channel for collector's figure. And of course, he has his merch. Check out his store if you're interested in the merch. They have some good merch too, some comfortable shirts.
Yes.
And then yeah, like he touched on, Mario Dorth Profi, he had his tournament as well of figures. Profi, Mario, you want to shout that out or say anything about that?
Yeah, we did December Madness on LWO. You can take a look at the playlist that I have on my channel. I have an LWO playlist. You guys can go through there if you guys want to check out the recaps. No, but Beam elevated it, man. He included in art as well as he did better graphics than me. Using Canva. I have no idea how to use that shit. So I just Mickey Mouse mine together using what was it, Google Sheets or Google. I think it was Google Sheets, whatever it was.
Yeah, Sheets. It looked like Sheets too.
Yeah, so that was fun. That was a fun time. Nah, man, just shout out for you guys, dude. It was cool, Feezy, you putting in work the past few weeks, man, catching up on your shows and all that, and yeah, dude. Shout out to Beam for the 5th season of Collector's Figures, man. That's awesome. Congrats, man. Hopefully you got a decision on the thumbnail now, man. I'm curious to see moving forward what you actually chose.
Yeah.
Shout out to the rest of the panel, man. You guys are dope. Dave, I see you everywhere now, all the time. I
Yeah.
can't go on YouTube without seeing Dave anywhere.
Yeah.
I just started a channel.
You should, bro. You totally should, man.
Yeah, you need to, man. Yeah. So
You
you should-
know.
yeah, real quick, Profi, speaking, I know Xman has to head out, so anything you want to shout out real quick, Xman, before you jump off?
Oh, no, man. I'm heading over to Ben's joint to get nuts. So
Like I
anybody
said,
wants to hang out, we're gonna head over there and do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good.
But man, it's good to see all you guys. I'll see y'all in the chats.
Likewise,
Whoever's
sir.
coming over that way, I'll see y'all there too. And it's always a good time, you guys. Love y'all.
All right.
Cool.
Later, Xman. Thanks again,
All
man.
right.
We'll catch you in the chats. Appreciate you, man.
Later, X.
for sure.
Later. Yeah, like I mentioned, I'll have his link in the description also. But yeah, Mario, sorry to cut you short. Anything you else want to add to what you already said? Are you there? Oh, now he's
He's
muted.
muted.
Okay, or not. All right, Mike, King Churro, Tijuana Mike. Thank you as always, man. Appreciate you coming on when you're
Thank
able
you.
to. Anything you want to, of course, your link will be in the description as well. Your YouTube channel. Anything you want to say about that? And you want to promote that?
Yeah, just come check me out. I do. At this moment, I'm just promoting all the shows that I'm on. So I'm using my channel to promote the other channels, which is good. And this is so because when I really get behind the show, and I just like to support them all the way. So, and then we'll see what else YouTube brings in 2026 for me. So we're just working on that. So. Yeah, come and check me out. Tijuana Mike, aka King Churro.
There you go, King Churro. Yep. Like I said, that link will be in the description below. Thanks again, Mike. Appreciate you. And I think I'll see you on Geo's stream as well on Friday.
Mhm.
And yeah, appreciate you, man, for sharing. Like I
I
said
got
before earlier, like,
collector's
you're one of the ones who
figures.
shares-
Collector's
Yeah.
figures tomorrow, and then Geo's on Friday.
Yeah, I noticed that you like you mentioned, you shared the content, and whenever the previous time you were on, you shared that as well. So I appreciate you for doing that, man. Always
Absolutely.
appreciate it. And then yeah, so I think we got everyone. As far as for me, yeah, as usual, keep it locked to my YouTube channel. Obviously, for those notifications when I do my next live. I'm still working on a figure loadout. I think the next one though I will be doing will be a continue the How You Figure series. So I have that. That's going to be my 2025 1/6 recap. So I'm working on that. I'm not gonna do any like tournament style thing. It's just more of like a recap of like news, the highs and lows, certain figures, like surprises, surprise announcements, releases, anything like that. So I'm working on that, and I did that for the past 2 years, so you can check that out on my channel. I have a playlist for those videos, the How You Figure playlist, and I covered those. So gonna be similar format. I'm gonna try something new, like I mentioned, to get the chat involved. Have them interact. So if you guys are interested, yeah, just keep a lookout for that. I'm not sure when that's going to be. I'm going to do that yet. I haven't scheduled it, but I'm trying to get it sometime this month when I'm done prepping for that. So, yeah, other than that, thank you again for tuning in. Man, this is it. First stream of the new year. Appreciate you for tuning in. All your support up to this point. Everyone, all my the guests I've had on, you two here, Beam and Mike, and anyone else who supported the channel throughout all last year, and who just anyone who's just jumped on for the ride. Appreciate you for everything, for your time and your support on my content. So And with that, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next for us, collectors in general, right? And just keep doing this and keep working on the hobby. And I'll be here. But yeah, I'm reading some of the chat here. Commander Green saying, "Hey, Feezy's crew." Sorry, I'm like, yeah, no worries at all, man. That's no worries at all. That's why there's a replay. Yeah, Commander Green, another great photographer. If you haven't first few photos of the New Year himself, yeah. To anyone, that's why there's a replay. So I'm not sweating it. I know everyone has things going on, so it's there when you can. 14 Linton, yep. Thank you, and again, all in the chat. Profi here saying audio completely went out for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. We couldn't hear you. So, but either way, man, thanks for joining. Like I mentioned, I will have his. He's a friend of the channel, but I'll also throw some links in the description to his socials as well. Thanks again, Mario. Appreciate you coming through, man. Yep. All right. And with that, you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your week whenever you're watching this, and we'll catch you on the next one. Later, all.
Later.
Have a good one.